Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, I'm a goddess guide and intuitive tarot reader. Welcome back to my returning viewers. Welcome if you're new here. I'm so happy to have you all here. I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. So today's reading is going to be all about come out of hiding and shine your light, with messages from the beautiful Shinto goddess Amaterasu, who is the goddess of the sun and beauty and brilliance and generosity and celestial power and good fortune and happiness and all that good stuff. So goddess Amaterasu is the fifth goddess that we're going to be working with in my upcoming goddess circle. So in case you're new to my channel, because I know I've had quite a few new subscribers of late, so thank you so much for those of you who have recently joined the community here on Elle's Temple. It's so lovely to have you here. And in case you're new to the channel and you haven't seen my previous posts or anything, I am running a beautiful goddess circle coming up in the new moon in Aries. Is going to kick off the circle. So the 7th of April will be the very first one. And for each goddess circle, we're going to be working with a different goddess for each month. So it's essentially the circle is going to run on the new moon for 6 months through the light half of the wheel of the year. So starting with the new moon in Aries and going for every new moon all the way through to the new moon in Virgo. And goddess Amaterasu is going to be the fifth goddess, so she'll be for the new moon in Leo session. So yeah, as I say, there's 6 different goddesses that we're working with, 6 different themes that are connected with the particular new moons that they're associated with for each month. And as part of the circle, we'll be doing an introduction to the goddess, an introduction to the themes of that new moon. We'll be doing a guided manifesting meditation. We'll be doing a very powerful intention setting ritual, which when you do that as part of a group, it really amplifies the power of your intentions. And we'll also be doing a goddess activation and path working, which I'll be guiding the group through. And it will be happening all online, and it will also be available as a recording as well. So if for some reason you can't make it on a particular month, or if you want to repeat any of the rituals or the meditations or the activations after in your own time, again, you can certainly do that. So yeah, so check that out. I will leave the link to the goddess circle below. There's limited spots left on the circle because I'm only running a very small group for this particular one, for this light goddess circle. So yeah, basically once the spots are gone, they are gone until I do another goddess circle later in the year. I'm going to be doing a dark goddess one, which will be towards the end of the year. So if you want to be part of this beautiful, empowering, inspiring and activating circle, this light goddess circle is all about stepping into your power, birthing yourself and actualizing your potential. So I would love to have you there, my love. So yeah, check out the link below. And there is a lot more information about it on my website. Okay, so to introduce a little bit more about goddess Amaterasu for today's reading. So as I mentioned, she's the goddess of the sun. She's a solar goddess, a goddess who can help us to essentially come out into the light, to come out of hiding in her myth, which you can check out a little bit more about this goddess in the blog post that I did on Wednesday, which I'll leave the link to that below as well if you want to know a little bit more about her. But just to briefly introduce her myth, because it's such a delightful story. Goddess Amaterasu, the story around her going into hiding centers around how she has an argument with her younger brother, who's the sky god, and he has been causing a lot of trouble and mayhem in the world, and he's desecrated her temple and done all sorts of terrible things and killed a horse and all sorts of nonsense. And she ends up, she's just so fed up of just all the mayhem that he's causing, and she's a very sensitive soul, so she just retreats. She takes her light and retreats into a cave and shuts herself off into a cave to hide away, to hide her light away from the world, and just to hide away and stay away from her crazy brother. And of course what happens is, because she's the goddess of the sun, this plunges the world into darkness. And so all the other gods, all the other deities are very concerned about this. So they all try all these different things to get her to come out of her cave and restore her replenishing sun, the life, the sun that gives the life force and vitality to everything in the world, all the growth and everything. So they really need her to come back. They're really desperate, and none of the other gods can get her to come out of her cave until the goddess Uzume, who is the goddess of humor in Japan, she comes up with a foolproof plan. So she comes along, pitches a little makeshift stage in the form of an overturned bathtub in front of the cave. She gets all dressed up in a headdress and a fancy belt and everything, stands up on the stage, and she also hangs a mirror facing Amaterasu's cave right outside the cave as well. And everyone's thinking, what on earth is going on here? And then Azumi proceeds to essentially go into a bit of a crazy dance, and she's stamping her foot and doing this very bawdy dance, and she's flashing her top and she's flashing her skirt to the whole audience, and it just causes this great hilarity and uproarious laughter. And of course, Amaterasu, hiding in her cave, can't resist finding out what everyone is laughing about so much, so she comes peeking out of the cave, and on doing so she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror that Azumi had hung, and sees how radiant she really is, and realizes how beautiful she is. She sees her own beauty, she sees her own radiance, and she vows then and there to never hide her radiance away from the world, to never hide her life-giving vitality and warmth and sunniness away from the world again. So everything all works out. And also she makes a friend in Azumi. She appoints Azumi the goddess of the dawn, because Azumi is the one who initiates Amaterasu to come out of the cave. So she initiates the new day, she initiates the sun. So that's a really beautiful story. And also her spirits are just so uplifted when she comes out of the cave and catches sight of Azumi doing her crazy dancing as well, that she can't stay in a bad mood and stay hiding away in the cave forever. So that is essentially the myth about Amaterasu, which I felt like including. I don't always introduce the YouTube videos with the full mythology, but I felt like including it today because it's just such a lovely story. And Amaterasu is definitely a goddess who can help us to, as I say, come out into the light, to stop hiding, to stop kind of withdrawing ourselves and retreating from the world, even when things get really crazy, like it did with her brother, when everything's going wrong and there's a lot of mayhem. And, particularly as sensitive souls, as energetic souls, as souls who are very sensitive energetically, as, light workers, empaths, things like that, we can often very much want to retreat and want to hide away from the world, want to hide our radiance and stay where it's safe, essentially stay in hiding, stay somewhere where we can protect ourselves and protect our energy, and this goddess really understands that impulse and that inclination to do that. But also by doing that, you're depriving the world. If you do that all the time, and you fall into chronic patterns of hiding away, keeping your light hidden, keeping your work hidden, not sort of essentially stepping into your authentic light and shining your light in the world. If you fall into authentic patterns of hiding if you fall into chronic patterns of hiding your authentic self, then you're denying the world of your brilliance, of your wisdom, of your beauty, of your light. And so Goddess Amaterasu is here to essentially hold up a mirror to you in this reading, and also we'll be doing it more in-depth energetic work around this in the Goddess Circle, but it gives you a little bit of taster of her guidance and her energy here today in this reading, because she really wants you to come out and be seen. She wants you to shine your light. She wants you to realize the beauty and the radiance of yourself, of your soul, and just trust also that quite often we hide ourselves away because we're fearful of the reaction that we're going to get out in the world. We fear rejection, criticism, ridicule, shame, all of that kind of thing. And so we can sort of be holding ourselves back in protection. But Goddess Amaterasu can help us to find our soul community, find our soul tribe, find the people that will resonate with us and our message, and find the people that will appreciate us for our authentic selves. So she can really help to sort of activate that that inner sun, that inner identity, and help you to step into shining your light in full. So to introduce the piles, I've got 3 different tarot decks for you today. We're going to kick off the reading with some tarot messages, a little bit different to how I normally do it. But I've also pre-pulled some oracle cards for each pile. So we're going to start with tarot, then move into the oracle, and finish up with a message from the Sacred Rebel Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. So we have got for pile number 1, if you are drawn to the Sun card here, I've chosen the Sun card because Amaterasu is the goddess of the sun. So if you're drawn to the Sun card for the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, then you will be pile number 1. If you are drawn to the Sun card for the Everyday Witch Tarot, you will be pile number 2. And if you are drawn to the Sun card from the Tarot Cards of Modern Goddesses, you will be pile number 3. Okay, my love, so pause the video if you need a little bit more time to choose which pile is most drawing you in. If you're drawn to more than one pile, trust your intuition. It may be that Amaterasu has messages for you across more than one pile that are relevant to your situation today. So just trust your intuition. Only ever take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, my loves, I'll see you in your pile. Hi there, pile 1. If you chose this Sun card from the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, this will be your reading on Come Out of Hiding and Shine Your Light. So I'm going to start off, I've already pre-shuffled the deck, so let's just get straight into getting some tarot messages. And then I've also pre-pulled some oracle cards, so we'll go into the guidance from the oracle cards after we've looked at the tarot, just to get a bit of a feel. I'm curious as to, oh, that one wanted to come out, 4 of Pentacles. I'm curious as to what it would look like if pile 1 was shining their light. Okay. What would it look like if pile 1, 6 of Wands. Oh, I love this. Okay. 9 of Wands. Let's get one more. Oh, and Spirit of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. Wow. Pile number 1. Beautiful energy. Yeah, I feel like there's... At the moment, with the 4 of Pentacles being here, I feel like I'm getting this sort of contracting energy. The 4 of Pentacles can be to do with like conserving, right? Or like saving, or kind of staying in a sort of like a mode of restriction sort of thing. Like holding, you know, it can be like an energy where you're holding on to something. You know, we can see this figure, this 4-armed figure's holding on to like 4 coins kind of tightly. It's sort of a preserving energy. So I kind of get the vibe that, you know, this can be a good thing. It can be an energy where like you're quite protective over your energy field. So it could be that possibly, and we'll get into more detail about this with the oracle cards. We're going to look at like what might be holding you back and get some guidance to support you in you know, what is keeping you in hiding. But I definitely feel like that is the energy at the moment, is this sort of, you're trying to preserve and protect your energy. Maybe it's like you're kind of concerned with you're concerned with what you put your energy into. I feel like it's like you don't want to spread your energy too thin, so you're keeping your cards close to your chest, or you're keeping your energy very like tight, very preserved. It's like you're preserving your energy. And I feel like with all the red here, we've got red flowers, and this figure's wearing a red cloak. This could be because you may be in a little bit of like survival mode, or because red is linked with the root chakra, which is all about like your roots, your survival, your home, can be related to finances, can be related to where you live and things like that. So it could be that like you're not so much shining your light right now because your focus is on stability and security, and like just making sure that like whatever you put your energy into is something that's like going to give you that stability and security. It's going to like give you the foundation, because with 4 as well, 4s can be related to foundations. It's like it's going to just give you enough of a foundation, and like that's your focus. Like that's where you, it's like that's all you can focus on right now. It's like all your energy, in order to kind of preserve the energy that you have. So I'm kind of getting a vibe of maybe someone who, like, you're working really, really hard, and it's like you would like to shine your light, but like you don't have the like time, space, or money right now to be able to do that. It's like you kind of feel this calling, you're kind of feeling this nudge to kind of shine your radiant light and put yourself out there in some way, you know, share your gifts, which we'll get into in a moment. I'm seeing some beautiful gifts coming through, but I feel like there's this, you're sort of keeping your energy to you're keeping that energy to yourself, or you're keeping that gift to yourself, because it's like your focus right now is just on stability and just on like maybe your day job, or, you know, what you have to do to get by, what you have to do to just create enough stability and enough of a foundation for yourself. But I feel like with Justice and the 6 of Wands here, I feel like there's some sort of a like karmic justice that's going to happen for you, some sort of like karmic rebalancing, where like what you're meant to have is both the stability and the security and the like success and like glory and like kind of, you know, shining your light, being out in the world, like having the recognition that you deserve. You know, 6 of Wands can be about, you know, really receiving that glory, that recognition, that success. You know, we've got the laurel wreath there, like it's like being crowned, you know, it's being like, yeah, being recognized for your gifts. And I'm just seeing as well with I can't quite tell what animal that is. I think it's like a bit like a reindeer. And they've got like with the antlers here, you know, antlers can be symbolic of being able to channel spirit, or being able to like, you know, receive wisdom from the higher realms. So I feel like that could be something that you could be very successful at, and something you could receive a lot of recognition, maybe even fame, or like just success, you know, some sort of success. And I feel like the scales of justice are, you know, would rebalance for you if you wanted to pursue this, or if you did really come out into the light and shine, you know, if you really came out of hiding and like really shone your light in this way, really showed the world your gift. It's like there would be some sort of rebalancing where it wouldn't just be that you would have to be so kind of, I'm getting fearful, I'm hearing, about your survival, or worried about your stability or security in some ways. You wouldn't have to kind of sort of hold on to money, or like hold on to like your energy so much, like keep your energy in. It's like your gift, if you like if you kind of shared it and kind of brought it out into the world, it's like there would be some sort of karmic rebalancing that would happen to bring you the success. I feel like with the 9 of Wands here, it's like you're on the cusp of that as well. Like, you know, the 9 of Wands is like you're nearly at the end of the battle, like you're nearly at the 10 of Wands, you're nearly at that completion point, you're nearly at the end of a cycle, but you're just taking like a moment to kind of pause, have a bit of a rest, sit down, like assess like your resources, assess like how the battle's going, or how the manifestation process is going, or, you know, whatever it is. And it's like you're kind of, you're so nearly there with something, like you're so very nearly there with finding this success. But I think that right now it's like you've maybe taken some time out in order to, like I say, focus just on earning enough money, or focus on your foundation, focus on your stability. But it's like with one extra push, like one more wand, one more like sort of that putting that willpower out there, and kind of like bringing something into the world. It's like that would complete the cycle. That would be like the 10 of Wands. You would have like the ultimate manifestation, the ultimate success, the ultimate, you know, the recognition you need, the like everything would be there for you. And I feel like with the Spirit of Cups here, this is the King of Cups in traditional tarot, but in this deck, the kings are replaced by Spirit, which, you know, is significant. You've chosen the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, like the specific deck that comes out, the specific card that comes out is relevant here. So I'm not really seeing a traditional King of Cups energy. I'm seeing this like very spiritual energy. Like it's kind of like this figure's dressed like a bride, but it's kind of like the bride of spirit, essentially. It's like you're committed to spirit, you're committed to spirituality, you're committed to your spiritual path. And I'm also kind of seeing, it's interesting, this figure's holding up a lantern. Like I'm kind of almost getting the Hermit vibe from this card, because of the, normally in the Hermit card in tarot, the figure is holding a lantern, and it's like they're able to kind of guide their life from their own inner wisdom, from their spirit within, and then eventually become a guide for others. And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this particular Spirit of Cups card. I know that's not the traditional meaning of the King of Cups. It's more to do with like emotional fulfillment and getting to a point where you're really like a master. You've mastered your emotions, which could be the case as well. Like that could be definitely something that, like, you know, as you've gone through your life, you've worked so much on your emotional self, you've worked so much on your like emotional healing, your spiritual healing, and you've got to a point where now you are this like ultimate King of Cups or Spirit of Cups, where you're this like, yeah, you kind of have this mastery over your emotional side, and you've found emotional fulfillment. And I feel like your emotional fulfillment comes from your connection with your spirit, or comes from your soul, comes from your spiritual connection. It's, yeah, it's like by, yeah, what I'm seeing is like, by being a light bearer for others, by being the one that shows the light for others and guides the way, it's like that flows so much emotional fulfillment into your cup. It's like that fills you up. That is what is emotionally fulfilling for you. So I feel like, if like I asked the cards, what would it look like if pile one really shone their light? And I feel like you would have all this success. There would be this karmic rebalancing of some sort of a karmic situation in your life that may be related to either money or stability or security or something like that. But most importantly, with it ending on the Spirit of Cups card, I feel like the most important thing for you is less about kind of like, say, success, status, glory, recognition. And it's more about like how you feel within. It's more about getting to this emotional fulfillment, this sovereignty over your emotional self, and this sense of like self-mastery. And like, yeah, like I've gone through the depths, you know, I've learned so much, I've alchemized all this wisdom, and like now I'm here to guide the way for others. I'm committed to my spiritual path. I'm like a bride of like spirit, essentially. Like I'm here to be like a light bearer. You could identify as a light worker, or yeah, I feel like you are meant to, this is something that maybe you haven't fully come out and sort of fully shown the world yet. Like maybe you're kind of holding this gift to yourself. Like maybe this is kind of talking about like you use this gift for yourself, or like just for a small circle of friends, but it's like you're meant to kind of like bring this to kind of the world essentially. You're meant to be a guide here for others, like a light shower, a wayfarer for others. That is the thing that's going to like bring you the most emotional fulfillment with this huge cup here. being like, just being filled with all this light. It's like spirit will just, yeah, fill you up with all this wisdom that you will like flow out to others and like guide others, be a light bearer, a light, what's the word? Wayfarer, or a light bearer for others. It's like a guide, essentially. You're going to be a guide for others so they can see the way. It's like, you know, this deck, it's interesting. Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, like all the cards are kind of with the night. It's like being in darkness. So maybe this is something that, you know, doing shadow work, for example, or being like some kind of healer, being someone who, yeah, helps people through the dark night of the soul, helps people through transformation, helps people through like addictions or any kind of facing any kind of darkness, or like where they just feel lost on their path. You're the one who comes along, and it's like you can hold up that light and show them the way so that they don't feel so lost. But I feel like with this Nine of Wands, it's like maybe you've either tried to do this before, you've been like battling to try and do this, and you've kind of just got to this last stage of your journey, and you're kind of just taking some time out, maybe like I said, to earn some money, or just find a little bit of stability or security, or like maybe just rest, because maybe like you've been trying to do this, you've been trying to kind of find success with this, but it like hasn't worked out for whatever reason. In fact, I'm going to get a clarify card on that Nine of Wands because I want to know a little bit more about that. Spirit, can you tell us, why is this Nine of Wands here? What is this? Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Empress. Okay, interesting. So this is like stepping into that feminine energy, like stepping into that magnetic energy where like you can grow anything. It's very abundant energy, it's very fertile energy. It's very, yeah, it's that very receptive feminine energy where it's like you magnetize things to yourself by virtue of just being yourself. It's like you don't need to kind of go out there and battle for things. Like that Nine of Wands energy could be about like, oh, I'm sick of kind of fighting for this, or I'm sick of kind of pushing, or like trying to get my voice out there, or trying to like get my needs met, you know, to like kind of just survive, and I'm tired now. And it's like once you can embrace this Empress energy, it's like everything will just grow and be so fertile for you. It's like, you know, the Empress is the combination of all, she's like the culmination of all queens. It's like every queen in every suit, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, all of their energy is embodied in the Empress. She's like the ultimate queen. So she has that ultimate mastery over all those aspects. And she's able to manifest anything she wants. She's able to grow anything she wants. She's able to fertilize anything she wants. It can also be, both the Empress and Emperor card can speak about like being an entrepreneur in terms of like starting your own kind of empire, so to speak. It doesn't have to be like a big kind of huge multinational corporation or anything. It could just be like, you know, starting your own business online, you know, starting like being a solopreneur or something, like starting something. But it's like, you know, sowing those seeds and starting something where you have that like ultimate sovereignty over your work and over like what you put out in the world. I'm just saying with this like waterfall here, it's like once you can really step into that energy, there's just going to be this like water flowing, like just waterfall of abundance. Wow, I wonder if you can hear the rain. The rain is going absolutely crazy here today. It's supposed to be in spring. Well, I guess this is kind of spring weather, but it feels more like we're having a second winter here in the UK. So apologies if it's a bit loud. The window is quite close to the table where I'm filming, so you might, yeah, it might be kind of quite noisy over the reading. But yeah, I feel like those are all the messages from the tarot. Let's get into, I'm going to leave them on the table because we'll no doubt refer back to them, but let's get into your oracle cards now. So we've got Gaia. We got, for your archetype card, the Mentor. Yes, what was I saying about being a guide here with the Spirit of Cups? We got Owl with Awareness. We got higher self with connecting with your inner guidance, card number 36. We got, oh my gosh, light. What? Oh my goodness. I didn't even, like, I pull these cards, but I sort of wait till the channel messages come through. So like I'd completely forgotten this was the card for your pile. That light looks uncannily similar to the light that she is holding up. And what was I talking about being like a light bearer? That is crazy. That's such a crazy synchronicity. I love that. Okay, and then finally for your Sacred Rebel card, we got card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. So yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to take, okay, hold on. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so sorry, I've moved the tarot out for now because it just looked a bit chaotic. So I've got it right here in case we need to refer to it again. But I mean, I really feel like with this, your oracle cards are like just completely backing up everything the tarot was just saying, or certain aspects, certainly, especially with the light, being the light bearer, the way shower, the mentor, the guide. You know, you got 2 owls as well, which is like symbolic of wisdom and intuition and being a messenger as well. You know, most birds are messengers for spirit, but owls in particular, you know, they're the sacred bird of Athena, and they are symbolic of wisdom and awareness and psychic awareness as well. I feel like you may be very psychic, or just have a lot of like spiritual gifts in terms of like be very, very tapped in, very intuitively aware. You might have a lot of the clair gifts, you know, clairaudience, clairsentience. I just saw 1:11 on the clock when I said that. So wow, that weather is crazy. Sorry. It's like the rain is just blasting down so much. It's intense. So yeah, I feel like there's just so much wisdom here, essentially. And the guidance that's coming through in terms of like stepping into a place where you can shine your light. We've got Gaia here, which is all about like connecting with the earth and grounding, and like also knowing that you can like manifest anything by once you're really connected with the earth and like earthly energies, knowing that like you can just touch the ground and receive that support from Mother Earth and receive that like beautiful fertile energy to be able to like bring things about and like bring about your abundance, which I feel like is really connected with this like Empress card. I'm not going to try and squeeze the bit because it's just going to get so messy, but yeah, I kind of want to put it with it. But yeah, the Empress card really goes so well with this energy of Gaia. It's just like this fertile, abundant, grounded energy. Some of you may be an earth sign. You may be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or maybe even Libra as well, because I'm just seeing like she's got the symbol for Venus on her collar here. So Venus rules both Taurus and Libra. So you could be one of those, or have that one of those signs strong in your chart somewhere. Yeah, it's like very abundant energy, very beautiful energy. And you did have Justice as well, which is quite Libran energy, you know, that kind of energy of balance, wanting to keep equilibrium, wanting to keep balance. And I feel like that's what you're achieving. Like, you know, both this, it's like we've got this sort of ethereal, like looking across the reading, you've got this sort of ethereal, cosmic, you know, connection to like the other realms. It's like you can connect in with the other side, you can receive messages from like the cosmos. You know, we've got this very starry energy on the mental card. You also had, like, as I spoke about with the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, it's like the night, it's this sort of, you can connect with the stars. So you may be something like an astrologer or something like that, or just, yeah, just feel very connected to the cosmos, very connected to like maybe you're a star seed, or you're just very connected with like, yeah, cosmic kind of energy, if you like very, yeah, very cosmic energy. But also you have this Gaia energy as well. So it's like you've got that ability to balance both those sides. It's like you've got this grounded, earthy connection with like nature. And I feel like as well with Gaia coming out above higher self and connecting with your inner guidance, and this particular figure is like out in nature. They've got this little garden around them. It's like you'll be able to not only connect with your higher self by going out into nature and connecting with Gaia, like you'll be able to receive messages that you need from your higher self. Like if you're struggling to connect in, if you're struggling to receive that guidance from your guides or from your higher self, if you're finding yourself feeling a bit like, you know, worried about material things or sort of your stability and security, which is really natural and normal, and often a part of this human experience. But if you're kind of like finding your energy getting kind of restrictive or like tense about that kind of thing, like getting out in nature would be really supportive for you, part number one. Like I feel like that is sort of one of the core things that is coming through as guidance to help you feel more confident and comfortable with stepping into the light and like stepping into this position of like mentorship, you know, being a leader, essentially being a mentor, being a guide for others, being a wayfarer for others. It's like you have a very strong, stable higher self who is able to give very good guidance. And if you're not able to hear that right now, then definitely getting out in nature, I feel like will help you connect with that. And will help you connect with like the guidance for how to get out of this Nine of Wands energy, like this sort of like, oh, okay, how am I going to get through this next battle? You know, whatever it is that you feel like you're struggling with, it's like you have the wisdom within you. It's like you don't really need to, you're not here alone. You don't need to go through this alone. It's like, you know, you are super wise. I feel like pile number one, like you just have so much wisdom, so much guidance wanting to come through from your higher self, and your higher self will guide you. It will not only guide you, but I feel like once you allow it, you'll be able to guide others. And maybe some of you are already doing this. You might already be a mentor in some form, but I feel like wherever you are on that spectrum, it's like this is really what you're meant to do in the world, like really shine your light. Like this is something that I feel like you can definitely receive a lot of success in. So maybe for some of you, you're used to kind of channeling messages for yourself, or you're used to connecting in with your higher self, but like you haven't started doing it for other people in any way, shape or form. Or maybe because, like I said, you know, you might have been too concerned or like preoccupied with just survival needs at the moment. For others of you, it could be that you've started doing it for other people, but it's not something that you do necessarily for money, or it's not necessarily something that you found any success with yet. With that Six of Wands, it's like you're not fully shining your light. Like you're maybe doing little bits here and there, but it's like you're not fully stepped into it. So like that success hasn't come yet. For others of you, it could be that you have started doing it for other people. Maybe you found a little bit of success, but it's like you haven't maybe, it's like with that Nine of Wands energy, it's like you're taking a bit of a step back from it a little bit. Like maybe it's been an uphill battle is what I'm hearing, to like get your work out there or get clients maybe, or like, you know, to kind of step into this leadership role, or this light bearer, you know, way shower kind of role. It's like it's been a difficult journey, and you might have, like at various stages, at various battles along the way, like you've had a little bit of success here and there, but it's like you're kind of maybe a bit burnt out from it right now, or you're just taking a bit of a break or a step back. And it's like, that's why I feel like, you know, the Empress came out to clarify the Nine of Wands, because the Empress is all about like doing this from that feminine energy rather than from that like masculine push energy of like striving and pushing and, you know, all of that. It's like being in a more magnetic energy of like, you know, planting those seeds of intention, nurturing them, allowing them to grow, like allowing yourself to receive support from the universe. Because I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, it's like there may be some fears around that, like there may be some kind of like energetic block around like being able to be fully supported by the universe through doing this type of work. Like maybe you have started doing it a little bit, but you're not fully doing it because you're like, oh yeah, like this is just a hobby, like I just do it on the side, like here and there when I have time and energy, because like really my job is this and I've got to focus on that because that's where the money is, or like that's where, you know, like that's where the stability is, and like I haven't found success yet, so like I can't fully devote all my energy and attention to this thing because it's not like giving me that return. And I feel like what I'm hearing is it's the other way around. It's like you're only going to get return on investment based on like how much energy you actually devote to shining your light and fully like bringing yourself out in the world. And then you'll see this like karmic rebalancing, like the scales of justice will rebalance, and like what is meant for you will come to you, and like you'll be able to have both. Like it won't be choosing one or the other. You'll be able to have both the like financial security and the like spiritual and emotional fulfillment with that Spirit of Cups. But yeah, you're definitely like 100%, it's quite a clear-cut reading, pile number 1, in that you are meant to be a mentor in some regard. I feel very strongly like it's some kind of spiritual mentor, or like emotional, something related to like emotional healing. So it could be something like a therapist, or you know, a healer of some sort, but definitely mentoring others, like guiding others. Mostly what I'm feeling is like with this spiritual journey, through their dark night of the soul, like I said, like through difficulties, through maybe trauma, through healing. Or it could even be, yeah, I kind of also got with that cosmic energy. Maybe some of you are like, you mentor in astrology, or like helping people with their birth chart and like kind of figuring out, you know, but quite in depth. Like I wouldn't say this is sort of just teaching the basics. I feel like it's very in depth. It's very like supporting people in a very holistic way, and also like so they kind of understand emotional patterns in their lives, and like, you know, they're able to kind of make sense of a lot of things. They're able to find that, you know, that emotional mastery within themselves as a result of kind of working with you. But yeah, you're very, very wise. We've got like double owl energy here, pile number 1. But yeah, both the higher self and the owl awareness card kind of talk about like taking time out to kind of like drop into your awareness, to like connect with your higher self, connect with that spirit within that can guide you. And the owl card as well, this particular card talks about like how, you know, the owl, in fact, maybe I'll just read it directly from the book, because it had quite an interesting analogy about the owl swiveling its head, and I feel like they're kind of showing me that specific message. So in my, whoops, where are we? Here we go. Awareness, and the shadow is unconsciousness. To know the dark, go without sight, and find that the dark too blooms and sings, and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. It's very poetic. Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of getting as well like shadow work. Maybe some of you do a shadow work mentors, shadow work teachers, shadow work therapists, something like that, helping people, yeah, know the dark, that helping people know their shadow, helping people find their way to the light through the darkness, through their shadow, like reintegrate parts of themselves that have been suppressed, or, you know, parts of it, like sort of shine a light on parts of their psyche that have been hidden from them. Reprogramming subconscious fears, I'm also hearing. So yeah, a number of different things, definitely sort of almost therapy type vibes. But you might sort of do it in your own way. But yeah, let's have a look at the owl awareness card. So wide-eyed owl swoops out of the dark, flying into the periphery of your rational mind. She summons your supernatural perception, your silent awareness. With her acute night vision and keen hearing, Owl teaches clairvoyance, awareness, and wisdom. And I mentioned about the clairs and you being very clairvoyant or clairsentient, so, or one of the other clairs, but yeah, particularly clairvoyance. So yeah, you could also do something like this, like tarot readings, or like divination, or something where you help people, you know, by through your clairvoyance, through your being able to like see into the future, or, you know, see visions about them or something like that. So that could be another thing. But yeah, her perceptiveness goes beyond things of a sensory nature. Continually vigilant, Owl alerts you to things unseen by the naked eye. When Owl calls to you, you need to sharpen your powers of observation, starting with your own true nature. Imagine an owl's miraculous swiveling head when you bring your consciousness full circle to expose any blind spots that keep you from discerning the whole truth. Yeah, that was what they wanted me to kind of point out about bringing your consciousness to expose any blind spots that keep you from discerning the whole truth. So there's something about making sure you're seeing the whole picture of something. Yeah, bringing things into consciousness, which could be something that you're both in the process of doing for yourself, but I also feel like that's kind of something you help other people with as well, like bringing their consciousness to like see things that have been in their blind spot. So like, you know, it could be, yeah, just exposing certain limiting beliefs, you know, exposing certain perceptions about themselves, or things, certain blocks, certain energetic blocks that is like they can't see them, they're in their blind spot, but you have this like razor vision, this like owl, you know, owls are so like, when you watch them on like nature documentaries and stuff, right, they're so like, their eyes are just crazy, like their vision and their like their perceptiveness, like how they can tune into like such subtle energies kind of thing in their radar. It's like, yeah, really fascinating. It's like you can just like hone in on something, like this owl, the way it's flying, it's like honing in on its target. So sometimes making the unconscious conscious is all you need to trigger the process of change. Just as owls' knowing manifests in the dark, your own insight flourishes when you peer into the mysterious depths of the soul. Instead of inhabiting the echo chamber of your thoughts, turn your awareness inward and keep silent watch. Peel away the layers of mind chatter to reveal spiritual knowledge that normally remains hidden. Pay attention to your dreams, as Owl favors messages born through the night. And you got intuitive night goddess tarot as well. So yeah, dreams and like analyzing dreams could be very important. Could be something that you're being called to do right now, both for yourself, and this could be something that you could end up working with others in some way, like helping them understand their dreams, helping them to understand like those subconscious things that come through. So yeah, when you forget the gift of your all-seeing owl eyes, you can fall prey to powers and patterns that feed on the unaware. Sidestep this possibility by conjuring Owl's omniscient perspective. See wide, see far, see essence. Use Owl to ascend into the simplicity of what is, not what you think may be. Unhook yourself from the story and bear witness. Yeah, that's interesting, because I said about being a therapist. Some of you might be therapists, or you might be called to kind of hold that role, which is very much doing that, unhooking, you know, sort of bearing witness to people, you know, holding space for people, bearing witness to them. They come in and they kind of tell you their story, and you help them like through exploring that, unhook from the story they've been telling themselves that it's been keeping them stuck. So very interesting. Don't stir a single thought. Soar above the distortion of ego and experience the vantage point of pure being. Drawing Owl portends illumination. Perhaps you have already sensed its presence. Filter out distractions and keep your eyes open. Owl rides on silent wings and emerges from the shadows when you least expect it. Awaken to your awareness. Wowza. Ooh, pile one. I'm getting chills. This is very powerful energy. Yeah. I definitely feel like you are here to illuminate the darkness in whichever form that is. It could be spiritual, it could be like emotional, psychological, it could be in whichever field you're in, it could be, you know, something else, some other field, but you're here to bring your wisdom, you're here to mentor people, you're here to shine a light for people, to like kind of bring awareness to things that have been hidden. I'm kind of also getting, it could be a little bit like maybe also journalist, or or just someone who like writes like, you know, like kind of an expose, like you reveal truths about a situation. That might just be for a few of you though. For most of you, I feel like this mentor energy, it's like holding space for people, being a guide, being a teacher, you know, supporting people through a process, is definitely like, would be you fully shining your light, you know, bringing awareness to the dark, bringing awareness to things that have been hidden or suppressed or that are in their subconscious that are hiding, so that it it illuminates that, it brings light, you know, light. It's like this spark, this beautiful light in the dark. It's like you bring that light into a dark space. Yeah, because I keep wanting to say light bearer, which is like not really a phrase I use very often. I'll say like wayfarer or like a guide, but light bearer. But yeah, you are like a light bearer. You are the one who holds the light. It's that kind of hermit energy, because you've had to do that for yourself, I feel like, and then now this is something that like your higher self is going to guide you to do that for others, to be that mentor for others. Just noticing there's so much detail on this card. There's like all this DNA here. So maybe this is something that like you help. It could be like reprogramming, you know, like DNA energy can absorb so much ancestral energy, right? Like it can absorb, you know, traumas and things. Like I was watching this video the other day about what was it, about homeopathy or something, and the lady was talking about how they did this crazy experiment on rats, I think it was, kind of a horrible experiment actually, but essentially they traumatized a bunch of rats with some sort of like horrible noise or something, and then they would like see how the rat would react every time they played that noise, and it would like go into this crazy erratic behavior and be really obviously traumatized and distraught. And then these rats had children, and they did the test on those children. They played the same noise, even though they hadn't I left something key out. They played the noise, and they also electrocuted the rat or something like that. So it associated the noise with being electrocuted and with pain. And so anytime they then heard the noise, they would react in distress. And then those rats had children, and even though they didn't give any electric shock to the children, they would just play the noise. And even from hearing the noise, the children of the rats would then run around like crazy and be really distressed. And it went down 7 generations still. There were 7 generations who still reacted to that stimuli in that way, which is crazy. And so it's like, I kind of see you doing some sort of like maybe really deep ancestral healing with people, like DNA, cellular upgrades, cellular healing. So maybe some of cellular healing. Maybe some of you are energy healers, mental energy workers, something like that, and you help people like rewire ancestral patterns. Or if it's not kind of like energetic patterns, it's like psychological patterns that have been like passed down, and it could be related to something like a trauma, or it could just be a sort of, you know, a pattern, a behavioral pattern, you know, addiction, something like that, or a certain way of relating, or a certain mental health pattern or something. It could be that like you help recode is what I'm hearing. Like, yeah, recode, I guess it's like, you know, the psyche or the body, the energy system can end up being like programmed, right, in a way, like it gets sort of coded with all these things. So when you come into the world, you've got all the DNA from like your mother's side as well as your father's side, and then there can be like sort of distortions in that code, I guess, that can block you from being your full self, I guess. And it's like you're going to help people like with their like cleansing that out, like healing that, like healing those distortions and kind of restoring their DNA. Wow, that's a really deep message. I wasn't expecting this part one. But it's like kind of like this, it's like light codes coming down from the universe. It's like you're able to connect in with that like cosmic energy. That's what I was picking up, this like cosmic, you've got this like direct connection with the cosmos. So you can pick up, it's very star seedy light work energy. You can pick up light codes, light energy, and bring it down and like heal the cells, heal cellular memory, heal DNA, heal the energy body. Yeah, beautiful energy, beautiful, powerful work. So some of you may be already doing this, in which case, amazing. You're on your path and you're shining your light. And maybe this is just a confirmation and encouragement to like keep doing that and bring it out even more, and like, you know, sort of shine your light into the world even more. Like, you know, keep going. Don't give up. I know some of you might be in this Knight of Wands energy of like, oh, when's this ever gonna take off, or is this ever gonna work, or, you know, but it's like you're almost at the end. You're at the 9, which is like, you know, you're almost at a 10. You're almost at the last stage of the cycle. So keep going. For others of you, this might be quite new to you. It might be that you know that you're pretty intuitive and you know that you're quite tapped in, but you're not sort of like yet in this space of feeling confident enough maybe, or comfortable enough to like really be a mentor for others, to really like be seen as a leader. But I feel like, you know, that's where this like grounding is really important, connecting with nature, and in nature, then you'll be able to get guidance from your higher self, and your higher self will guide you through this process of like stepping into this position of mentorship in some way, especially if it is quite like, because some of the stuff I was saying is a little bit like it could be like, I don't necessarily feel like it's quite out there, but you might feel like it's quite out there if like you're in a process at the moment. Like we had the 4 of Pentacles, where you're more focused on like stability, security, just getting a foundation, like doing your day job and all of that, and sort of going down this rabbit hole of all this like very esoteric, very cosmic energy work might just be like, oh, that's too much right now. Like I don't have the capacity for that. Like I want to just deal with like practical matters right now. Like that's very 4 of Pentacles energy. Like I've just got to work out, you know, what I can do to pay my bills and get food on the table, and like, you know, but I feel like those things don't have to be mutually exclusive. Like you can still do this work. There is, what I'm hearing, what's coming through from your guides is like there is an audience for this, or there is a demand for this. There are people who need this work. There are people who will pay you for this work. I guess it's just, you know, and also you'll get guidance from your higher self as to like how to market it, or how to find your clients. But I feel like this is something that's very natural to you, and like you can sort of channel a lot of this wisdom through from your higher self. Like your higher self will guide you. For some of you, it might be a slightly more formal path, like being a therapist, like I did kind of pick up something like, you know, Jungian analyst or psychotherapist, or like someone who, a counselor, even someone who holds space, you know, they bear witness, that kind of thing. But I feel for more of you, it's very spiritual in nature. It's very spiritual healing, spiritual work, being like a guide for the dark night of the soul, being a guide for people who maybe they have tried going down a more traditional therapeutic path and they're still struggling with a lot, and like you're really able to help them connect with their spirit and with their soul, and like receive the, like, you know, because they might have a lot energetically going on, a lot of darkness energetically. So you can like help them with these like light codes, because you are this light work. And I feel like once you're really open to it, it is, I'm getting this vibe of someone who's just so natural at it. Like I'm being shown someone, but I can't remember her name, so I can't explain it. But you'll see those kind of people who are on YouTube and stuff who are like, you know, their energy workers, they're sort of like big name energy workers, and they just, you know, really embracing their gift, and they're just kind of out there with it, like just doing energy work like on a big stage or something like that, like at one of those what are those kind of those big conferences that Mind Valley type thing runs or something like that. It's like that's what they're showing me. So that is the level that you could get to if you fully embrace your gift. Wow, that's powerful, part number 1. Goodness, amazing energy. Comment below if this is you, because wowza, you guys are amazing. Okay, so I'm going to finish up with Sacred Rebels, the guidance from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And there's a little healing process at the end as well. So it's quite long. So settle in. Okay, so beyond the mind, the heart beats. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. That sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, all of your being, can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is through this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create, even beyond what we once thought was possible. Your love for life, the need to feel alive and express yourself, and the quest for that which is truly fulfilling. What did I say about fulfillment being very important to you? Finding what's truly fulfilling with that Spirit of Cups. Absolutely. It's so important for you, pile number 1. So yeah, these are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of the mind which can make mountains out of molehills, even when it thinks it's turning mountains into molehills. Then there is the way of the heart. It is subterranean and moves subtly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward. And we spoke about sensing with the owl and awareness as well. Yeah, I feel like you're able to sense things. Like, wow, yeah, your sixth senses, your like sensitivity, your ability to sense people's energy or which path to go or like how to heal is just next level. Part number 1. Yeah, I can feel it. Like I'm feeling how sensitive you are, and it's amazing. It's next level. Like seriously next level. So yeah, intelligently shifting, exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what it is before it even occurs in the physical world. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. The mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than plan our way. It is a different way to live and create. It is closer to the earth and to the source of life itself. Yeah, and we got Gaia, Mother Earth, right here. So yeah. It is not for those who are lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You are being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of the mind is to serve the truths of the heart. That is, to create the spacious chamber of receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. This oracle comes with guidance for you. Deep within, you know what to do and you know what is true. It matters not whether the mind and its plans seem to agree with your inner sense. Your willingness to trust your heart and to rebel against fear will serve you well. Let your heart lead you. Be sure of your faith and trust in what you feel. Your head and heart have been in conflict at times over the course of your life. This has brought you struggle. Yeah, I did pick up on struggle with that 9 of Wands energy. It's like being in a battle. It's like you've fought 9 different battles and now you're like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I need to lie down for a bit before I do anything more. It's like every step for you has been quite difficult. It's been a lot of like, yeah, feeling in conflict, I think, yeah, and being in struggle. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This is what you struggle and sometimes deep suffering. However, this oracle brings you the message that a truce will soon be declared. Love it. Yes, exactly. That's that justice. Karmic justice coming. A truce will be declared, and the appropriate outcome of the mind waving the white flag of surrender is imminent. Soon, if not already, you will finally be feeling that your heart is leading you. You will feel that your mind is learning to follow the guidance of your heart rather than trying to be out front, seeing and sorting everything out in advance in order to be safe. What did I say about that with the Four of Pentacles? That's this energy of where you're in at the moment for most of you. Some of you might be coming out of it. Some of you might be sort of really in it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like kind of trying to figure everything out, trying to plan everything in order to stay safe. That's Four of Pentacles energy, like stay safe, stay down, stay indoors, like protect ourselves kind of thing. So yeah, what a relief to let go of this old way. Your mind can become more relaxed and trusting. There will be a period of adjustment as you get used to living without so much foresight, but with more insight, wisdom, and energy in the present moment to create. If you are finding that you cannot plan or strategize as you once did, or you feel that you know less than you have ever known about where you are heading or how you are supposed to get there, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these are healthy signs of a shift from head to heart. You are not proceeding in error. You are exactly where you're meant to be, doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. You are now in a position that is more powerful than ever because you are allowing yourself to be guided by your heart, a heart that beats in harmony with the heart of all existence. Your affairs are in accord with love, and no matter what may appear to be at times, all is unfolding according to that greater love, you included. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, so the healing process is lie on your back comfortably with your hands on your heart. Say, I love you. I trust you. You are beautiful and you are wise. You beat in harmony with the greater plan of love. You are my guiding light. Rest with your hands at your heart for several long, slow breaths, or however long feels good. When you are ready, just go back to your day or evening. Anytime you need to strengthen your connection to your heart's truth, drop into your heart awareness by lightly placing one or both hands on your chest, over your heart, and breathing gently. Wow, beautiful energy, beautiful guidance there for you, pile number 1. I hope that resonated for you. Those are all the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Comment below if it resonated for you. I'd really love to hear from you, and it really helps my channel so much, more than you could ever know. I really appreciate each and every one of you who's been commenting. Even if you don't feel like writing anything, just drop an emoji. That really helps as well. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the reading. It helps tell the algorithm what content you guys are enjoying. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of my channel. I'd love to have you part of this community. All the best with coming out of hiding and shining your light. You have a beautiful, beautiful gift here, pile number 1. So I really hope that you bring it out into the world and that others can participate of that gift, or can receive of that gift, because it is truly, truly powerful. So all the best with your journey. And if you feel called to check out receiving some more support from Amaterasu and receiving an energetic activation and goddess support and a new moon manifesting meditation and all of that good stuff, then check out my goddess circle link, which I will leave in the description box below. Okay, my loves, all the best, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you chose this sun card from the Everyday Witch Tarot, then this will be your reading, all about come out of hiding and shine your light. So I'm going to do this reading a little bit differently in case you didn't hear the intro. I'm going to start off with some tarot messages to get a little bit of a look at where you're at with shining your light and what your life would look like once you fully step into shining your light. And then we've got some guidance for how you can do that, essentially how you can come out of hiding and step into the light. And we're going to finish up with a Sacred Rebels Oracle card and a healing process at the very end. So let's start with the tarot. So I'm going to move these over a little bit so we can fit everything in. So let's start with Spirit. Please tell us where pile 2 is at with shining their light right now. Ooh, interesting. 4 of Pentacles. This is the exact same card that pile 1 got. So there may be some messages for pile 1 if you feel called to it. If you already felt like pulled between pile 1 and pile 2, it may be that because we've got the exact same card out. But let's just see how your other cards go. And we've got 3 of Swords in reverse here. Okay. Where is pile 2 at with regard to shining their light right now? Where is pile 2? Whoa. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, love to see that. This is good. What would pile 2's life look like once they are shining their light? Ooh, Page of Wands, love it. Okay, what would pile 2's life look like? Wow, wow, 10 of Cups, and hold on, what's gone on the floor? 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's just get these all in show. I'm going to move Amaterasu down here. Move that there. Okay, so we've got, is that, yeah, okay. So pile, actually, hold on, sorry, I feel called to put them like this for some reason, which is different how I did the other one. There we go. So pile number 2, with the 4 of Pentacles being here, let's start with this. So right now, I feel like in terms of where you're at with shining your light, like pile number 1, you're keeping yourself hidden. Essentially, you're keeping yourself to yourself. You're keeping yourself in this little kind of prison cell, I'm seeing. But like with this particular 4 of Pentacles, it's like you can get out of this sort of trap that you're in, this kind of staying down, staying kind of, you know, it looks like he's kind of like, he's got his treasure chest here and he's like, well, I've got to just stay locked up in this room for all time and hold on to what I have, because if I don't, then it will get stolen or taken from me. Or it's kind of, it's like a self-protective energy, essentially. But we've got this little cat over here looking at the window being like, we can get out of the window. We don't have to stay locked in this cell. Like, it's okay to leave sometimes. We don't have to stay in here all the time. You know, he looks kind of a bit paranoid here in this card. Like, he looks a bit like, it's just very tight kind of energy is what I'm getting. Like, very like holding on to something, holding yourself in, protecting yourself, keeping yourself down as well. There's this energy of like, it's almost like I'm getting as well, like he's sitting on a treasure chest. It's like you have treasure right underneath you that you're not even showing anyone. Like, you have treasure within you. You have treasure that is part of you, that is you. Like, you are a treasure, and it's like something is kind of keeping it down. Something's keeping it suppressed. Something's sitting on it. It's like, but it's like it's you that's doing that, but it's a part of you that isn't who you really are, if that makes sense. So it's like there's this force inside you that's probably come from some sort of conditioning, and it could have been from a male figure in your life. So it could be a father figure, it could be a teacher, it could be the church, it could be, you know, any number of things, like any number of like a masculine authority, some sort of patriarchal conditioning, whatever it might be, that's like kind of suppressing your treasure, keeping you kind of staying down. It's interesting because for pile 1, the 4 of Pentacles for them, I felt like was more to do with stability, security, finances, like foundation, you know, making sure that they're taking care of those needs. But for you, pile 1, 2, like it might be about that, but really I feel like it's more to do with like keeping yourself safe and keeping, it's like an energy thing. It's like keeping your treasure to yourself. Like, so I'm kind of getting a vibe of like someone who, say you're very like your particular light, your talent, your thing that your treasure that you're here to kind of gift to the world is like, it could be something creative, like writing something or doing some kind of art, but it's like you don't share that with anyone. You sit on it, you keep it to yourself. It just stays in a room, like in a chest, maybe, like it literally maybe stays in, like you have a chest of like all your paintings, or you have a chest of like notebooks full of writing ideas, or like it's that kind of thing of like holding on to something, or like you have business ideas but you're too scared to share them in case someone steals them, or it's that it's kind of like holding on to something. And I feel like with the 3 of Swords being here, I'm just seeing the journal. Yeah, I was just saying about writing, and we've got a like feather quill and an ink pot here and a journal. So maybe like this is related to something that you've written about or ideas you've put in your journal. You're like holding on to like, you know, inspiration. You're holding on to creative ideas. You're not really sharing them with anyone. Because I feel like you're scared of being, what I'm hearing is you're scared of being rejected, pile number 2. Oof. I can literally feel that in my heart as I tune into that fear, like, and we can see a heart here with 3 swords in it. Maybe for some of you, you have had an experience of rejection with something. Maybe you've tried, maybe you've written a manuscript, a book, or whatever it is, or done a piece of art or some sort of something. It could even have started a business or, you know, created something, made something, and you tried putting it out in the world before and you got your heart broken. 3 of Swords is like often to do with heartbreak. It didn't work out for whatever reason. So now you're kind of that's why you're keeping these things under like lock and key, why you're keeping this gift, these ideas, this inspiration, your work, whatever it is, under lock and key. Like hidden from the world, like in a little room sort of thing, keeping yourself hidden from the world. Because either you've had an experience of that or you fear that. You fear that that's going to happen. It's like that hasn't actually happened. With it being in reverse as well, it's like it's like, you know, with it upside down, you know, the swords would fall out. You know, it being in reverse can also talk about like allowing yourself to fully heal from a heartbreak. Like this could be sort of holding on to and nursing like pain from the past, like a story that is like, oh well, like the last time I put that book out there or I shared ideas from my journal, like I got, you know, it hurt me. I got hurt. I got rejected. I got this or that or the other. And what I'm being shown is like you could just keep that story on like forever, I guess, and that would be your reality. But like if you know, with it being in reverse, if you let that go, if you allow that heartbreak to heal, if you allow that rejection experience to heal, then you could, with the 8 of Pentacles, like see she's alchemizing here. She's working with it. She's putting it, like it's like all these little things that have happened in her life. She's putting them in her cauldron and kind of working with it. And you could gain this with the 8 of Pentacles. This is about mastery as well. You could end up getting into a position where like you are a master of your craft, whatever your craft is, whether it's writing, which I'm definitely picking up a strong vibe of someone who's a writer, but that could just be one person, but it could be creative in some way. It could be starting a business. It could be doing something related to cooking or like opening a shop, doing something related to like herbs or something like that. But it's like, they showed me as well when I was speaking about this, like allowing that rejection experience to pass, they showed me like examples of other writers who have sent their manuscript to like loads of publishers, like J.K. Rowling, for example, and I think, was it Neil Gaiman or one of those like other really big ones where they've just initially sent their first book to like every publisher under the sun and got rejected by everyone. And now, like, I love how like a lot of those kind of authors, like they keep all their rejection letters as like a badge kind of thing. And then like the one letter that like was like finally the one person finally after like 50 rejections from every publisher, and then like they gave up for a bit maybe, and then they tried again, and then just one publisher finally took them on. Or I think the story went with the J.K. Rowling, wasn't it, that like the book got put in the slushy pile, and then the one of the guys at wherever it was, whoever published it, took it home and his kids read it and were like, Dad, you have to publish this. This is amazing. We want to find out what happens next or something. So it was like a kid that like, you know, pushed to get it published. It wasn't even they, I think she spoke about how like they said it wasn't marketable or something at the time. So, you know, you just, yeah, it's just like, for some reason that example's coming through that, you know, and it might not even be to do with writing. It could be something else. It could just be either a feared experience, like a projected experience, like you fear that once you release your treasure, your gift, your work out in the world, that it will be very painful and you'll likely be rejected, and that rejection experience will be heartbreaking, and so therefore you just keep it to yourself. Or you have had an experience of rejection, but with this Three of Swords being in reverse, it's like you haven't really allowed that to, like, those swords are still, like, you're not really allowing them to, that process to kind of fully heal. It's like you haven't fully moved on from that experience. You're still kind of holding on to that and expecting it again, maybe. And so there's this like need to kind of like, I feel like it's kind of saying like you can work with that. Either you can work with that fear or you can work with that experience and like alchemize it into something new. But either way, like by continuing with your craft, by focusing on your craft, like that will be what shifts you out of this like stuck energy. You know, like this figure is very passive. They're kind of sitting down, holding on to something, like staying very small, staying very suppressed. This figure is like standing up. They're confident. They're like, you know, she's got good posture. Her chest is out. She's working hard. She's like, yep, I've got to do this. You know, it's quite confident energy. So it's very like active energy as well. It's like using what you've got to like create something out of that. So that was related to where you're at right now. So for some of you might be sort of at the earlier stages of this and you're feeling a lot of fear and you're quite blocked. For others of you might be in the process of moving out of this, healing this fear of rejection or healing this fear of it all going wrong, and you'll end up really heartbroken and in despair, or like maybe you had that happen to you and you're starting to alchemize that. You're starting to work with it. You're starting to get back to your craft and to focus on that. So you'll all be at maybe slightly different stages, but let's move down to these cards, which are about what would your life look like once you fully step into shining your light. And we've got Page of Wands, which is beautiful energy. I love to see this. This is very like curious and light and bright. And look how like, again, really opposite energy. Like all these cards are light and bright and like outside, and all these cards are inside and quite dark and gloomy, and they feel quite contracted energetically, whereas these are very open and expansive. I feel like there's this sort of, yeah, almost like adventurous energy here with this Page of Wands. Like he's standing up. In fact, it's interesting. I started this reading sitting down, and my energy felt quite flat as I started reading this. But now I'm standing up, and I'm like, I feel quite excited. And it's like, as I tune into this energy of like, once you're really shining your light, you're like, yeah, this is adventurous energy. You're curious. You're like exploring options, exploring different paths. You're trying different things. With the orange tunic here, this is linked with the sacral chakra, which is all about passion and like, you know, your fire, like igniting that spark. You know, what lights you up, what gets you passionate, what do you want to explore, like where do you want to kind of go, what do you want to put your energy into? I love that. This might be something that like happens, I'm just kind of seeing with the autumn trees here. This could be like you stepping into this energy around autumn, possibly, whenever that next is for you, or fall as y'all call it in the States, or Canada, I think as well. And then 10 of Cups, I mean, ultimate happiness, ultimate just emotional fulfillment, ultimate like everything, beautiful family life, if that's something you want. you know, just so much abundance. There's like cornucopia of food. So I feel like even though Ten of Cups isn't typically about abundance, but I kind of sense that like, you know, you'll be very abundant. You'll have it, you know, everything you need. You'll have a beautiful lifestyle as well. Like maybe for some of you, if you want to travel, like this gift, once you fully like share it with the world and shine your light, it's like you'll have the opportunity to, and the freedom to be able to like travel, to explore, to like, you know, have time off, to like go in and have picnics on the bank of like the river, you know, like in like some foreign country or something, or like, you know, you're like, it looks like a kind of baguette or something there and grapes, so maybe in somewhere in like France or, you know, a European country or something like that. It's like you'll just have this beautiful, very happy, very fulfilled life. And with the Two of Pentacles, this can sometimes speak of juggling, but to be honest, I'm not really getting that vibe from this particular Two of Pentacles. I'm getting this sense of balance, this strong, like just very balanced self. Like it's like you're not too much one thing or too much the other thing. It's like you're just very balanced in yourself and your energy. You know, I'm seeing the infinity figure here, which is symbolic of like, you know, as within so without, like what you can, how you feel about the inside is how you feel about yourself on the inside is like what you then see manifest on the outside. So I see you very much like, you know, going within and like, you know, whatever you are affirming for yourself, whatever you're feeling about your work and everything is what you then like manifest on the in the outer world. Yeah, and the figure 8 as well is, you know, that could be that is the number 8, which is in numerology, 8s are all about abundance and manifesting and expansion and success and all of that. So I kind of almost see you like sort of standing there holding up your coins, just being like, oh, like look at this success that I've gained from this. And like maybe it's even also, it could be juggling. It could be like you doing like having more than one income stream or something. Like you earn money from, you know, from sort of 2 different projects or like 2 different things. Like maybe one thing is like a book or something, or your creative work, and the other thing is like a business or your job or whatever it is. It's like but you're doing it, it's very balanced and very stable. Beautiful energy. But yeah, it's very expansive energy, this whole bottom part, compared with these cards, which is very contracted and very like contained and like sort of suppressed a little bit, especially with that 4 of Pentacles card, like being kept down. Let's get into your oracle cards, because I want to sort of get more of what's going on with this like energy, get some guidance as to like how to shift out of this 4 of Pentacles. So I'm just going to move the tarot to one side for now. Okay, so we have got the snake charmer. Whoops, hold on, we've got nudity, so I'm gonna have to, sorry, because YouTube rules. So snake charmer, we have got, for your archetype card, we've got the flame, and we've got mother nurturing, we've got more nudity. So got the crystals of modesty, which is so annoying because it's breastfeeding, which it's just such a natural thing, but I can sort of show, I don't want to kind of cover it up so much. Hold on, let's there we go. Goodness sake, all of this. Right, we've got Temperance, card number 41. You've got double snake energy. It's interesting, pole 1 got double owl and you've got double snake. We've got Moonshroom, card number 2, with healing old brain patterns. And finally we've got collaborative dreaming, card number 28. Okay, yeah, I feel like we've got more energy. Wow, this is I'm running out of okay, I'm gonna steal this one. It's interesting, there's a lot of breasts on this particular spread. I've had to cover up 3 cards. So like nurturing, nourishment, feeding, and I did say something about that, I think, with the 8 of Pentacles, because it looks like she's like cooking something up. So like maybe some of you are into food or cooking or healthy eating, nourishment in some way, holistic food, herbalism, or creating your own medicines, or something that's very like nurturing and nourishing. Yeah, I'm just seeing with that, like it looks like rosemary or something's pictured on the thing here. So like, yeah, maybe doing something with herbs or healing people in that way, like creating you know, with the like this card's talking about the like breastfeeding and the like nurturing, nourishing kind of milk. So maybe creating like, yeah, very nourishing medicines or concoctions, or what are they called, those like flower essences, or homeopathic remedies, or essential oils, or maybe something along those lines. It may not be for all of you, but I definitely pick up this very nurturing, nourishing energy from you, pile number 2. And also you're number 2, and 2s are to do with like partnership and collaboration. And the Sun card that you picked as well is a group of people. It's like a family, like it's like the triple goddess, like maiden, mother, crone. And we've got mother with nurturing. We've got a mother pictured here who's pregnant. We've got collaborative dreaming here. You've got 10 of Cups as well, which is a sort of family card. So I feel like for you, pile number 2, it's like whatever your particular gift is, or whatever, and that'll be different for all of you, because this isn't really a reading drilling down into that so much. It's more about stepping into your light. So whatever your particular gift is, when you come into the light, I feel like that's something that you're going to be working with other people in some way. So this could be some kind of creative collaboration. It could be going into business with someone else. It could be that you run like a family business or something, like you work with your partner, or you know, you work from home or something like that, so that you're able to have a family as well, or just like working as part of a group of some sort, because there's this like circle here, and we're talking about collaboration here. So there's a lot of sort of like, yeah, working with other people. For those of you where I was picking up like the writing with the 3 of Swords card there, this could be doing some sort of creative collaboration in some way. So like maybe you're not meant to necessarily this could be talking about like you're not meant to keep your work to yourself. Like maybe, you know, every creative endeavor, right? Yes, there's the initial person who needs to kind of like, I guess they're the main ones who kind of put it together or whatever. They're the main person who writes it. But like, you know, even to get a book out, it takes a whole team to, you know, there's the writer, there's the editor, there's the publisher and the whole publishing team, the marketing, the, you know, just like the booksellers, and then sell it, you know, like it's a collaboration with lots of other people. And I feel like with this 4 of Pentacles card, this is just showing like a single person in a cell with like a little cat. And it's like, no, I don't want to like let this thing out I don't want to share this with other people in case something goes wrong, in case like they reject it or they steal it or whatever it might be. There's some sort of a like block or fear around that, I think, around collaborating. But I feel like at heart, you are a very nurturing, compassionate, collaborative person. Like I said, you pick number 2, and 2s in numerology are about partnership. They're about collaboration. They're about the other. They're about, you know, it's not just one anymore. It's like there's 2 of you. There's And you got your last card was Two of Pentacles, like juggling. So maybe that's part of like a big sort of soul thing for you about you know, that will support you with coming into the light, is like juggling both family and partnership and all of that with like your own work, your creative work, like tending to your creative flame or something. It could be something like that, or it could be, you know, balancing between like your own priorities and the priorities of a group, if you're doing some sort of collaboration with people or some kind of like group project with people. There's something, it's interesting. You've got Two of Pentacles, which talks about balance, and then we've got the Temperance card. And Temperance, this isn't a tarot deck. This is from the Compendium of Witches, and it's one of the like witch allies or something like that cards. So it's like a support card. There's a stain on it. So I'm just noticing the cup, which is like symbolic of emotional fulfillment. But there's this snake, wrapped around it. You've got a snake here as well. Snakes can be symbolic of shedding skin, shedding and releasing like an old identity, symbol of transformation. But I'm also kind of seeing with this particular snake and the cup, I'm kind of getting the like the medicine snake. So yeah, maybe some of you are some sort of like holistic medicinal healer of some sort. You're creating some kind of like holistic products or foods or drinks or something that's very nourishing. It could be teas or tinctures or, you know, things like that. That's what I was trying to think of before, tinctures. I'm gonna read because there was something in this book. Where have I put the book? Where did I put it? I've lost it. Sorry, you guys. Put it away. Where did I do that? Right. So, Temperance. I'm going to read this because I think there was something. Medicine, poison, measure. Ancient Greeks used the word pharmakon to mean both medicine as well as poison, an interesting point to reflect on when considering that something can be both depending on the dose. Too little and the administration will be ineffective, too much and it may be deadly, but with just the right amount it will be beneficial. The Temperance card invites us to think about balance, moderation, and the value of intentional self-control. So, you know, this could be kind of talking about, like, for those of you that might be working with something like herbs or medicinal things, alternative medicine, something like that, this could be confirmation that, like, that is you shining your light. That is something that you're meant to do. You're meant to like nurture people in this way, nourish people in this way through, like, you know, these kind of herbal medicines, or with the snake being like the symbol, you know, the like ancient it's not the Ouroboros, what is it, I can't remember what it's called, but the snake going up it's like the Asclepius. He holds a staff and it has a snake going up, and it's like symbolic of like holistic healing. So yeah, some of you that could be something that it would be like you really shining your light. For others of you, the snake energy is a little bit more nefarious, in the sense that it's like, I'm kind of getting with this healing old brain patterns, the Temperance, the finding balance, intentional self-control. The snake charmer talks about how there's a figure who's in this like beautiful room with like all these lovely things around her, but she can't enjoy them because she's having to control the snake by like just playing, you know, the lute, so that the snake doesn't attack her. So she's kind of like in fear. She's kind of just trapped inside. And I spoke about that kind of like being trapped with that Four of Pentacles energy. This like, and they're both quite similar energies, very contained. You know, she's like contained in this kind of cave. She's sort of having to stay hidden because like if she gets up, the snake might attack her. So this is kind of fear energy. And like control energy. It's like something to do with control. So for some of you, this could be something related to like a mental health thing, or like a mind pattern, something where like if you're not very careful with your thoughts, they can quickly like spiral out of control and become quite like fearful. So it's like there's a need to like find balance in some way. There's a need to find moderation. There's a need to maybe ensure also that you're like getting out of the, you know, with the Four of Pentacles being stuck inside, and the snake charmer energy being like kind of trapped inside because of the snake. The thing is, I don't really feel like this is to do with, in fact, I'm going to just ask the tarot. I don't really feel like the snake charmer is an external thing. For some of you, it could be like, as in, sorry, the snake is an external presence in your reality. I feel like it's something in your mind. It's like what I was saying about the fear of the Three of Swords. Like you have a strong fear that you're going to get rejected, or a strong fear that you're going to be heartbroken in some way, or a strong fear and expectation that you're going to be attacked or judged or ridiculed or something like that. So I'm just going to ask Spirit, can I have a clarification? What is this snake about? Oh, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Cups. Which is like disenchantment. Yeah, this could be definitely like, you know, because we had Three of Swords, and then this is like, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've put things out there and they just haven't worked, and like the universe is trying to bring you another opportunity, but you can't see it. You're kind of like blocked. And I feel like that opportunity is to do with like having this like financial independence, abundance, the ability to like, you know, it could be having a book published because she's got a book here, ability to travel, like having a whole lifestyle like I talked about with that Ten of Cups card. But there's this like inability to see it. So this snake, this kind of poison, this energy, if it's not, for those of you where this isn't related to like holistic healing and all of that, it could be to do with the mind just kind of like fixating and focusing. Yeah, because the snake charmer talks about fixating on something. Like it's like the charmer has to keep the snake fixated on the music, otherwise it will attack, kind of thing. And so, you know, this person looks kind of like they're just fixated on their kind of gloom, like all the, you know, they've drunk these 3 drinks and it's like, you know, that didn't really work out. And it's like, really, it's kind of, Four of Cups can be like disappointment energy, you know, or just like kind of, I've had enough, like sort of a little bit defeated, and just sort of taking time out, you know, like it's the middle of the day, he's inside drinking, like the Spirit's got this other opportunity, but he's just like, I don't know, I just don't even know if I want to try that again. I don't even know if I want to put myself out there again, like it's probably going to go wrong. And so it's like kind of, I guess what I'm seeing is like just limiting self-beliefs that are like self-fulfilling prophecies kind of thing, where it's like the more that you continue to, you know, with that like healing old brain patterns, the more that you keep that brain pattern alive, where you just expect things to be disappointing, or expect people to like reject you in some way, you know, with the Three of Swords, then you know, you won't be able to have this, you won't be able to have all the abundance that the universe is trying to bring you. I don't feel like. It's like the universe is trying to come in from the outside, bring this little like taster of the outside into you, where you're sort of in, and like, you know, this is metaphorically speaking or metaphysically speaking, like you're sort of in stuck in that inner place. So yeah, I feel like with the flame here, like this is talking about like reigniting that flame of passion, like reigniting what gets you lit up, what excites you. It's like everyone has that flame within, but this card talks about how sometimes that can get dimmed, or other people can, you know, pour water on it and it can go out, and then we can feel it is very like Four of Cups energy, like feel very like not excited about anything. You know, he's kind of, you know, it can be bored energy, disaffected energy, like, oh, I don't know, I don't think it's really worth it because it probably won't work out anyway, which is like, that will perpetuate if that's what you're telling yourself. But like, if you heal those kind of negative thought patterns and those limiting beliefs and those self-fulfilling prophecies, and like reignite your passion for like your craft, whatever it is that you do, whether it's writing, whether it's, you know, starting a business, whether it's doing some kind of herbalism or healing thing or something like that. It's like you have a passion within you. You have a light that is meant to be seen. You have this flame within you that you can fan that flame and grow it into this fire. But I think what might be holding you back is some kind of like, yeah, some sort of limiting belief. Let's have a look in the book for this one too, because I think there might be a little process that could be quite supportive. So key concepts: gentle transformation, self-love, thought healing, spontaneous healing, magical belief, and placebo effect. So the magical moonstream is a playful way for your mind to imagine what it would feel like to believe new things about what's possible for yourself. Yeah, exactly. This is a lot to do with like, you don't see what's possible for yourself. The universe is trying to show you something that would be emotionally fulfilling with the cup, but you're like, no, I tried that, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. Like, no. There's nothing that's possible. It's like, I'm doomed. I'm like, nothing's going to work. Yeah. So if you've been struggling with the feeling that you are not good enough, that you are broken, that good things are not possible, that the dream you have for yourself can't come true, this card invites you to experience, if just for a moment, what it would feel like if you could feel the true magnificence of your being. Oh, I love that, because that's very Amaterasu energy, feeling the magnificence of your being. So there's a creative visualization here, which I'll hold up to the camera in case you want to do it, as well as the journal prompt in your own time. But I'll just quickly read it out as well. So imagine you are given the most magical white moonstream. It glows with love and healing. Allow it to enter in through the top of your head and plant itself in your brain. The magic of the moonstream spreads throughout every crevice of your brain, bringing instant healing, peace, and belief in whatever you're working toward in your life. The mycelium network of the moonstream communicates in your mind and body, aligning and regenerating the parts of you that feel broken, damaged, or unworthy. The moonstream grows a new sparkly system of love, compassion, acceptance, belief, worthiness, belonging, and safety. Allow all parts of you to feel the loving support of the moonstreams. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I feel like doing that, like healing your like negative mind patterns will help you to, it's like you won't need to kind of stay trapped in this process where you're kind of like trying to keep this kind of metaphorical snake at bay, which is like kind of just something your thoughts are telling you is going to happen and what you believe is going to happen. But yeah, healing those mind patterns will help you reconnect with your passion, help you relight that flame within, help you find that belief in yourself. And then like be able to kind of dream, like reconnect with your dreams and dream your life into being. Because I feel like your soul, it's like collaborative dreaming. Your soul wants to work with you to bring something into the world, to create something here. You're meant to birth something, you know, whether that it could be that one of your dreams and one of, you know, the big ways that you're going to shine your light is through parenting, is through being a mother or a father or a parent, or you know, with children in some way. Or it could be that that is one of the things you're meant to do, you know, with we had the 10 of Cups, which is like the family energy. But then there was also the 2 of Pentacles, which is like juggling something. So maybe you're meant to both juggle like being a mother as well as doing like your work. But energetically speaking, there's this thing that you're meant to nurture, this gift. You're meant to nurture your inner flame. You're meant to nurture your gift, your work, your dreams. I feel like there might be something in the Wide and Sacred Feminine deck as well to read out. So where are we? Yeah, because mother doesn't have to be just like, you know, birthing a physical child. It can be nurturing a creative project. It can be nurturing anything that's, you know, nurturing a dream, nurturing a goal, like nurturing a business. So mother nurturing, and the shadow is martyr. My power is too vast to be imagined. Surrender yourself to me with joyful one-pointed devotion, and I will help you discover your true being. Abide in me as I abide in you. Mother is the umbilicus that connects you to the womb of existence. With her signature numinosity, she bears the message that you are a creatrix. You channel life and grow through your very being. Several thousand years ago, as Western civilization began to favor conquest over coherence, the mother goddess, the unifying dimension of nature and soul, went underground. Women lost sight of this divine source and forgot that, as daughters of the Great Mother, a sacred feminine energy vibrates through their veins, breasts, and bellies. This card says that it is time for you to resurrect the goddess, to celebrate Mother, source and sustainer of life, and how you cherish your body and become a conduit for creativity. Yeah, definitely picking up strong creative vibes for this pile. So whether that is through like a creative art, like writing or some kind of art, or whether it's through like creating a business or creating like, you know, herbal concoctions or something like that, but definitely very creative energy. Whether or not you've chosen the path of motherhood, you are called to awaken the power of the divine mother. This abundant life force is not something that you have to pursue. It is ever present, ready to flow through you when you simply soften. In softening, like nursing breasts, you open to the deliciousness of giving and receiving the supple vitality of the Great Mother. The verbs nurse and nurture share the same Latin root, nutrire, meaning to feed and foster. Whether by offering a breast, a bowl of soup, or even a writing group, you align yourself with the generative essence of the Mother Goddess. Mother guides you to hold space for creation, as vessel, creator, nurturer. Inherent in this holy rite is the art of sacrifice, which derives from the Latin sacer, meaning sacred. To sacrifice your time and energy for a vision or new life is to make your offering sacred. But beware of giving too much of yourself, your joy, your well-being away as a martyr, one who wears the badge of undue suffering with pride. Choose to be bountiful rather than miserable. No matter how you are mothered, care for yourself with unfailing devotion. Find your way back to the ample embrace of the Great Mother. From her lap, channel the inexhaustible flow of plenty. One sec. Sorry about that, pal. Number 2, the doorbell just rang. So, yeah. So basically, I feel like, to be honest, that those are all the messages that Spirit wants to bring through. I'm not going to read from the Collaborative Dreaming book because I feel like the main guidance was from that Mother Nurturing card, and also there was the little healing process with the moon shroom, which I think is the key thing. But yeah, with this Collaborative Dreaming, I just feel like this is kind of confirming this creatrix energy anyway, of that, like, the universe wants to create something through you. It wants to collaborate with you. There is something that you're meant to birth into the world, whether that's a book, whether that's a business, whether that's, you know, some art, whether that's something that's going to heal people, something medicinal, whether it's some sort of group work thing, you know, whatever it is. It's like there's something that, like, the universe wants to collaborate with you on. It's very feminine energy, definitely, especially with like the sun card with the triple goddess being pictured here, 3 women. So I feel like whatever it is that you do is going to be quite possibly something that's very, like this card was talking about connecting with like the Great Mother and like bringing that energy through the body, you know, that nurturing energy. And it's like going to be something that I feel like will be very healing to women. So maybe some of you will end up doing creating something, you know, it could be like this card was talking about, like whether you're offering a bowl of soup or you're offering a writing group or something. So I'm kind of picking up a group work vibe, like maybe some of you, yeah, you'll offer some sort of something as part of, like, it could be as part of your business, or an offering that you do where, yeah, it's like a creative group, a writers group, or like a healing group, a healing circle, women's circles, something kind of like that. And some of you might be, I talked about this a little bit with pile 1, but I haven't mentioned it as much with pile 2. I meant to say that you'll all be at different stages of this process, and that, like, coming out and shining your light is like never kind of a one-stop thing of like, okay, you're there now, like boom, done. It's like there's always going to be, it's going to be cyclical, and that there are times to go back within as well, and kind of like you know, go into that contemplative energy, that introspective energy, and then you can come back out into the light even more and bring even more of yourself out. So it's cyclical, but also there are different like levels or different stages as well in doing that. So some of you may certainly already be doing this gift, and you may just have kind of reached a bit of a kind of frustration point where you're like, oh, I'm putting, like, I've written all these books and I've put them out there and no one's, you know, publishing them, or, you know, I've tried sort of creating services for people, but like, you know, it's not taking off, and like, I'm just really frustrated. So some of you might be like, you've actually stepped in, you're doing those steps to kind of step into the light and share your gift. And like, maybe, you know, certain things have happened that are like keeping you in a phase at the moment, or a certain stage at the moment, where you're somewhat kind of holding things back a bit. And that's why I feel like this flame energy is coming through to like reignite that passion again, like get back into that passion for that thing that you love doing. And even if you have to like juggle it with, you know, we had the Two of Pentacles energy, although I did pick up, not many of you will have to, I don't sort of pick up a sort of, you know, this person looks pretty chill here, like standing on this, it's quite a low seesaw. So I don't feel like it's extreme juggling that you're going to have to do. Like, yeah, maybe for a while, some of you will have to juggle a day job and this thing, this passion on the side, or whatever it is, or juggle family with this thing or something like that. But I feel like, you know, you're meant to create something here very strongly. That's what's coming through. Like pile 1 was very kind of mystic energy, sort of more like a guide, a kind of healer, all of that. But pile 2 is definitely my creators. You're meant to create something. You're meant to, yeah, you're meant to birth something in the world here. And I feel like whatever it is that you do create will be very nurturing for people. It will be very healing, potentially, very supportive, potentially very healing to women. But yeah, there's just this healing. I feel like for most of you, wherever you're at on this journey of like shining your light, there's this there's the snake for you. Part 2 is your brain. And I get that, and I've been there, and I still am there sometimes. Like, brains are unhelpful sometimes. They're great with like things that you need to know, and like, you know, help with like, oh, I've got to figure out how to do something, that like how to get to XYZ. Like, brains are great for stuff like that. They are helpful, and I shouldn't say they're not helpful, but they are helpful for like logic and for like things that require that, or things that require figuring something out. But they can be unhelpful when you've had a lot of like negative conditioning, or like brain patterns, maybe even mental health things that like keep you trapped in fear and keep you stuck, you know, with that like Four of Pentacles energy, just hiding your treasure, hiding your true self, because it's like you're so fearful of what might result of like, you know, it just being really painful or difficult or whatever. And I just feel like there's definitely some sort of a brain pattern for some of you going on, where it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of like your brain is telling you these bad things are going to happen, and you energetically are kind of expecting that and sort of expecting disappointment with that Four of Cups, like wait, almost like it's like waiting for it is what I'm getting, like waiting for disappointment. Yeah, which is such a shame, pile 1. I feel, sorry, pile 2. I feel really kind of, I feel heartbroken for you. But I also get it as well, because I've also been in this position for a really long time. And so, like, I can understand how, like, easy it is to just, you know, if you're not able to get some support for this, or like figure a way out of like that mental pattern, it's like it's going to keep you stuck in fear. It's going to keep you in this position of like, just, it's like the snake is in your mind. It's not something that is literally in the external. I don't feel like for you, pile 2, it's just this constant presence of fear, that it's like, well, something will attack me if I shine my light, if I show my true self. So it's like you keep your light kind of to yourself. So yeah, but I might finish up actually, instead of going into the whole, because the Alana Fairchild message for the collaborative dream is extremely long, but I might finish up with some affirmation cards to leave it on an uplifting note. Woo, on the floor. Where did it go? Oh my goodness, where did it go? Here we go. I am willingness to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. Yeah, I feel like this is maybe for those of you that might, like, if you've got that sort of brain that just always compares to other people. Like, you know, I was talking about with this card about like not feeling good enough, and like always seeing others as better. And so it's like, this card is really encouraging you to see your sameness with others. You know, you are equal to other people. You have as much talent as other people. Like, don't feel like you can't receive the same success or whatever as other people. So, and we also got my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. Yeah, definitely. I feel this serving energy from you, pile 2. You know, that nurturing energy, that desire to help people, to really be of service to people, to be in that like nurturing, supportive energy that will help you really step into the light and step into your purpose. And owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. Yes, I love that for you, pile number 2. That is such a perfect ending for this reading. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. Yeah, so if you ever feel like, well, you're not good enough and all that kind of rubbish that your brain tells you, that those unhelpful brain patterns tell you, then like, you know, because you have this beautiful desire to serve others, know that if you step up into your power and step into your purpose and really shine your light, then that's going to be an inspiration to other people who also feel like they're not good enough. And then they'll feel like, hey, they feel empowered to come out and shine their light as well. So it's like you get to, you know, help other people by doing that, which I feel like is a big priority for you, pile number 2. Like I said, you were the only pile that chose 3 figures on the card. I feel like other people and supporting other people and helping other people and being connected to other people and nurturing other people is quite important to you, whether it's through your art or a business, or, you know, like outreach work or support work, or doing like group work, moon circles, classes, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. Drop me a comment below if it resonated. I would love to hear from you, even if you just drop me an emoji. It really helps my channel so much. Believe me, it really helps. Every comment really helps. So even if you just put a little emoji, it supports me more than you could ever know, and I so appreciate each and every one of you who's been doing that. Hit the like button. It helps tell the algorithm what content you guys are enjoying at the moment. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of my community. I would love to have you here. And if you feel called to receive some more support from the beautiful goddess Amaterasu, we'll be doing, like I mentioned in the intro, a beautiful activation which helps you. We're going to be specifically clearing through any blocks from that you may still hold in your energy body that are keeping you hidden and helping support you to step into the light. There'll be a moon manifesting meditation and a powerful intention setting process we'll be doing in circle. All of this is coming up in my goddess circle, which starts in the new moon in Aries on the 7th of April. Amaterasu is for the new moon in Leo session. So I'll leave the link to that below if you feel called to join me there. I would love to have you part of that. It's only a very, very small circle. There's only a few spots left, so check that out if you feel called to. Okay, my loves, all the best with your journey, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you chose this sun card from the tarot cards of Modern Goddesses, then this will be your reading on Come Out of Hiding and Shine Your Light. So I'm going to start off with some tarot cards. So we're doing the reading a little bit differently to how I normally do them, as I mentioned in the intro. So we're going to take a look at tarot to get a feel for where you're at, first of all, with coming out of hiding and shining your light, where you're at with that process. And then secondly, we're going to take a look at some tarot to see what your life would look like once you are fully shining your light. So I've already pre-shuffled the decks. I'm just going to get straight in. And then once we've done that, I have some oracle cards with some guidance on how you can step out into the world and shine your light even more. So let's see, for pile 3, where is pile 3 at with shining your light? Okay, Spirit, where is pile 3? Whoa, that came flying out. Wow, 8 of Swords. Yeah, limiting beliefs. Okay, that's cool. Let's get some more energy on the table. Where is pile 3 at with Page of Pentacles? Okay, that's good. Where is pile 3 at? Whoa, okay, that's a lot of energy. Do I want to take all of this? I kind of only wanted 3 cards. I'm gonna just take this one that's come out here. So these are related to where you're at now. It's interesting, every single pile got 4 of Pentacles. Pile 1 got 4 of Pentacles, and it was the first card in this row. Pile 2 got 4 of Pentacles, also in the first card. So everyone collectively is in 4 of Pentacles energy in regard to shining the light. That is amazing. So let's get into what would pile 3's life look like once they are, oopsie, let's try that again. What would pile 3's life, 10 of Swords in reverse, yeah. What would pile 3's life look like once they are fully shining their light? What would pile 3's life look like? Flip? No, maybe not. Okay. What would pile 3's Knight of Pentacles? Ooh, we've got a graduation. We've got a moving up in the world. We've got some progression here, going from the Page to the Knight. You're getting promoted, or you're promoting yourself. And 3 of Pentacles, intuitively, I'm feeling that should be upright. Okay, I'm going to take reversals. Where I'm guided to. So, I'm hearing one more. Oh, you got an extra card, pile number 3. What would pile 3's life look like once they are fully shining their light? Oh, wow, love it. Oh my gosh, the Magician and the World. You got 5 cards. Don't tell the other piles. Pile 3, you've got more cards. Right. So, let's see if I can fit. Are these all gonna fit in? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, move that over there. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the World just in. Okay. Actually, maybe just move that up there. Okay. So, where you're at with, let's start with where you're at with shining your light right now. So let's begin with the 8 of Swords. So, pile 3, you've got yourself all tied up. You're standing, which is good. Pile 1 and 2, I think both had figures in their very first card that were like indoors and seated, and there was this kind of contracted energy, which we'll get to in a minute, because that is present a little bit, but there's
a little bit more energy here, I feel like, for pile number 3. I feel like you, especially with the Page of Pentacles, it's like you're planting those seeds of intention. You're definitely on the path of stepping into your light. You're definitely, you know, you're one of the court cards. Like, you're the youngest of the court card. You're not a knight yet. You're not a queen or a king yet, but you're in the court. You're at least in the court, and you're sowing your seeds, and you're starting to make some progress, but there's some limiting beliefs that are keeping you tied, that are keeping you hiding to a certain extent. Maybe some of you have come out into the light a little bit, like you've started a business, or you've started that project, that book, that creative work, that whatever it is your soul work is. You've started. I feel quite strongly, I'm definitely getting a strong vibe of possibly building a business here with the 3 of Pentacles energy, but it doesn't have to be. And like kind of doing something where like you create money for yourself. It's kind of like she's digging in the ground and she's like pulling money up out of the earth. It's like she's fertilizing the earth. She's creating her own wealth out of the earth. So it's kind of like, maybe for some of you it's building that yourself, building something yourself. But this 8 of Swords energy is keeping you either stuck, or if you're not completely stuck, it's slowing you down and keeping you like, it's kind of like, yeah, you are standing, you're not lying on the ground, but you're not moving very fast with like your own scarf kind of wrapped really tight around you. I kind of see you only being able to take, you know, like if someone tried to walk with a scarf tied around their legs, they could only take really like tiny little awkward steps. So it's kind of like that. It's like you have all this within you, this energy within you to be able to grow something, but like your limiting beliefs are holding you back from fully shining your light and fully stepping out and bringing your gifts to the world. You're holding on to something. You're holding on to, like, just like with Pile 2, who also had a figure sitting on a treasure chest. It's like you're keeping something to yourself. You're keeping your ideas to yourself. You're keeping your energy to yourself. You're conserving. You know, 4 of Pentacles is about conserving, preserving. I definitely kind of feel this is like a bit of a self-preservation energy. I'm also getting as well, pile number 1 also had 4 of Pentacles, and the figure was wearing a red dress. And I kind of picked up that this could be related to root chakra energy, you know, survival issues, you know, wanting to like, or putting all one's focus into survival related matters like stability, security, money, like just getting food on the table, whatever it is, like the kind of basic sort of things. So, you know, and this figure's wearing sort of a reddy colored top as well. So there could be a little bit of that going on as well for you, pile number 3. If you felt called to pile 1, there may be some messages across pile 1 as well. Just saying, because of the synchronicity there. But I'm just seeing with the leaves, like the autumn leaves kind of falling here. It's like there's what I'm kind of getting is like holding on to something that needs to be let go of, that needs to just be released. It's like an old identity or an old way of being, a way of being that's kind of keeping you small and kind of stuck and like immobile kind of thing. Like, you know, she's seated, she's not really going anywhere. She's kind of like, I'm just staying here and I'm focusing on my coins. I'm focusing on building some money up. I can't move forward till I've got this. So there could be certain beliefs around like, yeah, I'm not wealthy enough to do that, or I don't have enough money in the bank account to do that yet, or like I can't do it because that won't make me any money. Like I need to do this for a job because this is more stable, and like if I go off and do this other thing, like it's never going to work. And I feel like you have this court of entrepreneurial vibe, or like a kind of like curious self-starter energy. Like you could grow something for yourself, but it's like this 8 of Swords is kind of like, no, stay safe, stay small, like stay stay behind these swords where it's safe, kind of thing. But I don't feel like you, like, consciously you don't want to do that, but it's like maybe some subconscious beliefs are kind of like holding you back, some old limiting beliefs. Like I said, with the full leaves, maybe there's just some old beliefs, some old identity, an old part of you that just needs to be let go of. And we'll get into more depth with the oracle cards about how you can do that. But yeah, definitely I'm also seeing with the red trousers, the root chakra, and we've got a red sun here. So yes, maybe something around like root chakra issues. This could be root chakra as well, can be like your conditioning. So this could be something from family, something from your conditioning, from your how you grew up. Like maybe you had some limiting beliefs instilled into you, into like, oh well, like, you know, the whole starving artist thing, for example. Like maybe you wanted to be an artist, but it's like, oh, that won't make you any money, like you can't do that, or whatever it might be. It's like excuse me. Or like maybe you wanted to go and start your own thing. You wanted to, you know, explore how you could make money yourself. Maybe it's doing something related to the earth, or gardening, or plants, or growing food. Maybe you just wanted to be self-sufficient. You just wanted to kind of have your own kind of way of living or something. And people like the conditioning that you had from your roots. And this doesn't have to be family, by the way. The root chakra can be to do with like all, you know, all aspects of your upbringing, you know, church, school, peers, the media, everything, you know, the culture around you. So it just could be that culturally you just were not encouraged as part of your culture to like really be like self-sufficient or a self-starter, or kind of go after your like business dreams or your financial dreams or creative dreams. It's like you can't plant and grow something yourself. That could be what's holding you back from really flourishing this, from really like shining your light and growing. And so you're kind of just holding on to what you have. You're holding on to like the stability, whatever stability and security that you have in your current position, or like current existence, or like paradigm, if you like. You're kind of holding to that as like the standard of like, well, this is just what I have to focus my energy on right now. Like this is what's going to bring me like stability and security. This is what I have to do. I have to put all my energy into that. I've got to kind of keep my energy for that, conserve my energy for that. But I feel like with the Magician coming out under the Four of Pentacles, it's like when it's like you have the power to manifest anything you want. You have the power to manifest a whole different world for yourself. You have the power to manifest, like if you want to grow this. And in fact, I want to put I'm going to swap these around because I want to put the Knight of Pentacles under the page, because it's like you can move forward with this thing, this goal, this dream, this vision. You can really grow it. And it's like the universe can support you. You know, with the horse, it's like you can get so much further on horseback than you can if you're just like this small child kind of having to do it all herself. It's like you can, if you really work with the universe to manifest, and you have the power to manifest. You know, the Magician is all about as above, so below. You know, she's even pointing as above, so below. So as within, so without. Like as I believe, as I channel like that energy, then like I can see it in my physical reality. I can use my will. I can direct my will towards what I want to manifest. And I feel like you are going to see you are going to see more abundance coming to you. You are going to have this financial support, this stability, this security, this consistent financial like output, or consistent financial support from the universe coming through. So it's like you won't have to be in this kind of restrictive energy, this like holding on to whatever it is you've got, you know, worrying about money, or worrying about your stability in some way. it's like you'll have the power to manifest a better outcome for yourself. Like, yeah, in this picture that we're looking at of like what your life would look like if you really shine your light, it's like you can really build something solid here with this Three of Pentacles. It's like, and people will see the value in what you're building and they'll come and like support you. This is an interesting Three of Pentacles card, because sometimes the Three of Pentacles will show like one person painting or doing some kind of their thing, you know, their craft, their work, and they're sort of a master at it, they're really good at it, and then other people are coming in to watch them like do their thing and sort of like admiring them, you know. But in this case, the people are like, they're admiring, but they're also getting to work and helping you and supporting you. It's like collaborating, like they're, you know. So say for example, it's like you're a writer and you're writing a book. It's like you're doing that, and then you've got support coming in the form of, you've got someone who wants to be your editor and someone who wants to be your publisher and someone who wants to do the marketing for it and da 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 da. You know, it's like there's all these people who want to come and help you get that book out into the world. Or like, say you want to start a business and there's like, you're still the main person who's kind of doing it and designing it, but there's people coming in and like helping you build the website or helping you like get it, you know, financially off the ground in some way. Like maybe you're getting financial support, like backing or something, or getting people to like, you know, promote it for you in some way, like shout out about it in some way. But there's this, yeah, it's like you're growing something, you're building something here. And you have the power to do that. Like, that is what I see with, you know, once you fully step into your light, like fully embrace your light and your gifts, you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you want. I definitely see you doing something that could be global. The World card can talk about like the World Wide Web. So this could be like something online, building something that is online that goes global. Some sort of, yeah, like it could be a website, an offering, a YouTube channel, some kind of social media thing, like an online course, like Kajabi, I'm hearing specifically. That's kind of random. Teachable, you know, something like that. Like something that can be available and accessible to people around the world. Or you may even do sessions or work in whatever your gift is, whatever your work is, whatever your particular light is that you're here to shine. You could be doing that, like traveling around the world, doing it for many people globally. If that's something that you want, then that is something you can absolutely manifest. It's possible for you to build that. And with the Ten of Swords in reverse, I feel like you might have been through this a Ten of Swords situation in the past where like it's an interesting Ten of Swords, because she looks really peaceful actually. She doesn't look like, in some Ten of Swords cards the person looks completely like they're grimacing and it just looks totally horrendously painful. But I kind of feel like you've sort of made peace with whatever this Ten of Swords was, which, you know, it's tens are an end of a cycle. There was something that ended, some sort of a, you know, sometimes it can be betrayal, sometimes it can be like something that was unexpected that ended, something quite painful. But I don't feel like you're, especially with it coming out in reverse as well, I feel like you're kind of, you know, once you're in this position of really shining your light, it's like you're gonna just, all those swords that really hurt you in the past, it's like they're just gonna fall out. Like it's like no more pain. Like it's almost like vindicated. So maybe you've had people who've always been jealous of you, or people who've always like tried to put you down, or like people who've always said like when you've had this idea to like build something or start something, they've been like, you know, raining on your parade or telling you like you can't do that, or that's a really crazy dream, like you're never going to be able to do that. Or maybe someone you were with who was supposed to support you with your dream, they really betrayed you in some way, or like left you on the cold, or like, you know, there was something that went really wrong in the past when you tried to do this. But it's like you're being vindicated, like that all those swords that hurt you in the past, it's like boom, they're just like falling out. And we've got this little flower that's growing out of her. It's like a death and rebirth situation. It's like that situation happened to like create a rebirth for you. It's like that thing had to end and be like cleared away in order for you to like find your tribe, is what I'm hearing, and like find your, like, build this thing. Could be a movement. It'll be different for all of you, because this isn't really a gift. This isn't really a reading about your gift specifically or about your purpose. I do have separate readings for those if you want to watch one of them, if you're still not really clear on what that is. This is more like if you know, have an indication or have a feeling, have some intuition of what it is you're here to do, but you're kind of holding yourself back in some way, like you're not fully shining your light. And like I've said with the other piles, like everyone will be at different stages of this process, and like it's not a one-stop shop. And like once you shine your light, spirit will get you to come out from under that bushel even more and shine it even more. And it's like cyclical as well. You go through periods of kind of shining your light for a bit, and then you'll have to kind of go back within and like do the reflective work and the contemplative work and all of that to like then be able to come back out on another cycle of shining your light even more, or like in a slightly refined way or something like that. That's certainly been my experience with like starting my business and doing this type of work. Like I actually started doing goddess stuff years ago, like when I used to live in Bristol, like 2016. I was doing goddess workshops and things like that. Moon circles and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like an in-person thing. I didn't have a website. I didn't have social media, none of that. I just like made posters and put them up, and like, you know, and my business has kind of gone through different iterations, and I've gone through phases of like withdrawing in and not being out of the light, and kind of like, you know, going within, or like doing some like different kinds of work for a while, you know, and then coming back out again, and then like trying something different. And then I started doing like tarot readings and things like that during lockdowns, because I couldn't do the big group things. And then it kind of gradually became like more of an online thing. And, you know, and so which I definitely feel like for you, Pile 3, it's interesting. I'm being guided to talk about this because it's like, maybe it's something similar for you where like you have already sort of started to shine your light. Because I kind of feel like for this pile, you guys might be, even though you definitely have some limiting beliefs that might be holding you back a bit, I do feel like you've started sowing some seeds, certainly sowing seeds of intention, at least, if not actually like practically taking steps towards something. You at least maybe have some idea or some vision, or some strong intention over what you want to create. And I do feel like for many of you it is online, so that you can reach more people. That's very much how I was guided. It was like, no, you're not meant to just do this in Bristol. And in fact, I couldn't at that point, because during lockdowns I moved out of Bristol into a small town. But then like it very much strongly came through that it was like, okay, you've got to put this online now. And it was like, ooh, that was really scary. And you know, I'm not much of an online person. Like I'm not much to share on social media or anything. So it was like quite a big thing. It was quite a big push, quite a big challenge to shine my light in that way. So you could be at different stages of this. It could be that it's going, your gift, your offering, the way you shine your light is going through an evolution. I definitely see you kind of upgrading in some way with that, going from the Page of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you're stepping up, you're formalizing things a bit. Like Page energy is very like curious and playful. Like it could be that this is something you're doing as a hobby right now, right? Like say you are a tarot reader, for example, or like you do something like you maybe do something already online, but it's like you do it as a hobby at the moment, and you're just doing it which is beautiful, and that's a great start. And that's, to be honest, that's how I started with tarot stuff. I didn't expect the tarot thing to kind of become woven into my business necessarily. I just did it because I found it fun and I liked it, and it was really like just the synchronicities, and the whole thing was just awesome. And I was like, oh, I love this. I'm just going to do this for fun and see what happens. And then people started paying me. I was like, okay, maybe I should do this as a thing. And so like maybe there's something like that where you're like doing something. It might be tarot or something. It could be something completely different. It could be like cooking for people, or you know, I'm hearing supper clubs. Maybe some of you, yeah, you're like running supper clubs or something, and you just do it as a hobby and it's something you enjoy, and that's great. And that's how these things often start, and that's a really good place to be in. And you've got to start somewhere, right? And it's like often by just doing that, you kind of figure out what you like, what works, what doesn't work, like how you see it growing, you know. And so maybe that's what you're holding on to as well, with the Four of Pentacles coming out next to the Page of Pentacles. You could just be holding on to the fact that you're like, okay, well, I don't really necessarily feel like expanding this and like building a formal thing around it and like becoming a proper business and stepping up into being like a knight and taking action towards it yet. I just want to stay in page energy where I can just play small, and I can like sort of, you know, she's kind of playing in the garden. Like I can just explore and be curious with it and have fun with it and see what happens. And there's no kind of responsibility, you know, she's not a queen yet. So there's no like, she's not ruling anything. She has no responsibility for anything as a page. It's like you can just be free to roam and explore and try things out and stop and start when you want, and there's no kind of commitment with it. And that's great. And that's a good place to start. But like, I feel like what Spirit is saying, what your guides are saying, this is, don't shoot the messages. This is not from me. I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with this at all. This energy is beautiful. But I feel like for you to fully step into this energy where you're just like, ta-da, I'm here, path 3, I'm here in my light. And this is, by the way, this card is meant to be Oprah here. So whatever you think about Oprah personally, it doesn't matter. The point is that she grew a whole empire, right? And it was like a global thing, you know. She was on TV and she has like magazines and her website, the Oprah Winfrey Network website, and all that kind of stuff. And so like, you know, it could be that like you could have that level, like, you know, the fact you've chosen this deck is not a coincidence. Like you could have that level of stardom, I'm hearing, or like success or wealth, or like kind of shining, like radiance, like brilliance in the world. You know, if you are once you've released, you know, with the 4 leaves, once you've let go of these limiting beliefs and allow yourself to like start building towards this and like mastering this thing, allowing other people to support you as well, and taking those steps maybe to like formalize something. So like if it is something that is just a hobby, it's like taking the steps to like make it a business, or, you know, what is the next step for you that could be like making it a step up, like formalizing it in some way. Investing in it is kind of the energy I'm getting with that Knight of Pentacles. Like Page is kind of playing and curious and like starting out and trying something, and the Knight is like taking action, taking consistent methodical action, consistent methodical steps towards something, towards like growing something. Which, yeah, like I said, with the Magician, you have the power. I got the power. That's what I'm hearing. That song. I can't remember who sang that, because I never remember any musician names. I got the power. I'm just seeing that, what was it? The movie with Jim Carrey when he's like playing God, or like he wants to play God. I can't remember what that was called. And he's like walking down the street and he's like, I got the power. And he's like points to things, and then he like points to like a water thing and it starts sprouting and like crazy stuff like that. It's a throwback 90s movie or early 90s movie. I forget when it came out. But anyway, but it's like you have that power. Like you have the power to like whatever you think of, you can manifest it. Like whatever vision you have for something, like boom, you can put it into motion, or at least that's what you're growing into anyway. It could be something that like once you start really building this, you'll get to a point where like a bit like what Oprah has. Like there's probably anything Oprah, she's probably, you know, I'm sure she's wealthy enough now that anything she decides she wants to make, or like if she's like, I'm going to make a movie, she could probably just be like, boom, I'm making a movie next. I want to write a book, boom, she's like, you know, or whatever. You get the idea, like, you know, whatever she wants to create, you know. And I feel like that's kind of the energy they're showing me, is like you could get to a point with this platform you're making, or this website you're creating, or this business, or this or just you being in the world, where you have the power to like whatever your visions are for something, you can just like boom, you can bring them, you can make it happen in some way, and the right support will come to you to build your visions. I'm kind of seeing like, yeah, it's like someone in media, someone in like a filmmaker, right? Like a producer, where they're like, I'm gonna do, this is gonna be my next project. Like who's the guy who did like Strictly Ballroom and all that lot? Oh, I've forgotten his name. Anyway, you know, like a creative vision, like someone who has this big creative vision. And he did Moulin Rouge and Romeo and Juliet, which was so good. I've totally forgotten his name. I listened to an interview with him the other day and everything, and I've forgotten. Anyway, that kind of, it's like that kind of, it's like whatever the equivalent is in your field, it's like that level of like, you can collaborate with people, you can get the support that you need, you get the funding you need, you get whatever it is you need, because you have this like incredible vision. And I feel like you're definitely meant to like influence people, like thought leader I'm getting, or like you're meant to influence people. And I don't mean like influencer like on Instagram, although maybe, but I mean maybe like you'll use Instagram as a tool, but I don't feel like this is a like just being sent products and being like an influencer in that way. Though that might be something that happens to you, that might be part of it, that you get to a certain point of success on whichever platform you're on and people send you stuff or something. But I don't feel like that's really your goal. I feel like it's more, it's more powerful than that. It's not just influencing people to buy products. It's influencing. It's more powerful than that. It's influencing minds. It's like thought leader kind of level, like Oprah, like a lot of the stuff she's done, whatever you may think about her or whatever, or you know, some of the things she's done, but like she through like especially a lot of her latter interviews and stuff, like I didn't really watch her like the, you know, when she did daytime television type things, but like, you know, she's influenced a lot of she's interviewed a lot of like thought leaders and stuff, and like, you know, certainly certain spiritual people and things like that. So yeah, I definitely feel like you're here to do something big. But let's have a look at let's move the tarot out of the way, because it'll just get a bit chaotic on here. And let's get into the oracle cards to get some guidance on how you can step into the light. So we've got Macha as your first card. We have got the Warrior. We've got Lioness with Courage. Just move those over a little bit. Okay, we have got Water with Experiencing the Healing Power of Water. We have got the Alchemist, card number 14. And Softly, Softly, the Tender Touch, card number 20. Okay. Yeah, so super strong energy. Like, you guys are very strong with that warrior energy here. We've got a snake here, which are like, snakes are symbolic of transformation. You know, they shed their skin. So that could be, you know, something that as part of this, like, there's some sort of identity, some sort of like skin, you know, with the like, just kind of look like it's sort of snaking around her scarf is like, needs to fall away with that Four of Pentacles with the full leaves on there. There needs to be like some shedding of the skin. And I think it's this sort of warrior energy. I definitely felt like what came through quite strongly when I pulled your oracle cards was this kind of the Macha energy and the warrior energy, which is this kind of fighter energy. Like Macha is the Irish goddess of war. You know, she goes out onto the battlefields, and like she with the ravens, it's like she'll sense when you know, she'll get messages from the other side as to like how to lead the battle and like who should die and all of that. It's quite a dark energy. And also this card is quite sort of shadowy. It's like in shadow, it's in kind of winter. And so is this card, except for this beautiful rainbow here. So I definitely feel like pile number 3, like you've been through some stuff in your life. You've been through some shit in your life, for sure. You've been through some tough things. You've been in some dark places. You know, I definitely put that up as well with the, you know, the 10 of Swords here. But I feel like let's try that again. I feel like that with the Alchemist being here, like you're supposed to alchemize like all that pain, all that suffering into wisdom, into power, into like you're meant to like use it as fuel to like build, and as use it as like mulch, as fertilizer to like build your dream life, essentially is what I'm hearing. But yeah, there's this interesting like polarity with this slightly more masculine energy up here, and we've got this sort of almost Oprah character a little bit here, this very fierce, like strong, you know, yeah, like tough, sort of tough energy up here. And then we've got this very feminine energy, like water is a feminine element. We've got water with experience, the healing power of water, and softly, softly, the tender touch. And this person is like crying here. So I feel like there's this part of stepping into your light is like learning how to embrace the feminine, learning how to use the power of both the like your feminine energy as well as that kind of more warrior masculine energy of like, you know, I'm kind of getting like Aries vibe here with this, looks like a kind of ram or something. Could be Aries, Taurus, or maybe even Capricorn. Could be like a goat's head. But it's like very strong, fierce, like quite pushing energy, you know, with the horns. It's like almost quite forceful energy. Like the warrior can talk about kind of a forceful energy, like going into the fight. And you possibly have adopted that energy because of like things that you've been through in your life. With that like battle energy with Marco, it's like you've had to go through a lot of battles with people. You've had to battle for survival, or battle to like stay alive, or like, you know, battle mental health things, you know, with that limiting beliefs card. That could be, you know, could be talking about like mental health things that have like really really held you back. But I feel like for you, pile number 3 in particular, like you're meant to like use all of that. Like you're meant to use everything that's happened to you, everything that you've experienced, everything you've gone through. You're meant to like alchemize it all in this kind of the cauldron. This is like Cheridwin's cauldron. It should be, it can be, it has the potential to be like alchemized into power. But there's a need to kind of find that balance between that kind of masculine energy, or almost let go, maybe even shed the identity, that sort of masculine warrior, like fighting energy of trying to battle to get something, battle to like get yourself out there in some way, or battle to like be heard or be seen or something like that. It's like, yeah, the snake is like, the snake also can be symbolic of feminine energy as well. It's that Shakti energy, right? It's that like Kundalini energy that starts coiled at the base of the spine and then like travels up through your chakras, right? So like, I feel like awakening that Shakti energy, that feminine life force energy, that feminine energy, your chakra energy, your Kundalini energy is like really key to you being able to shine your light. Maybe doing chakra healing, maybe doing yes, like certain feminine healing practices, tantric practices, and by that I mean like embodying the feminine energy. I don't mean like tantra, like as in the West it's come to be known as like sex, although it could be related to that, but it's kind of, it's more to do with like tantra as in the embodied feminine energy, you know, really feeling your feelings, feeling that feminine energy, feeling that like power, that serpentine power that is in the body. And I feel like that might be something that you're either not really used to it, or like it's a default for you to default to like more masculine ways of being and more like warrior, like this kind of battle energy, this defensive energy, this need to like sort of fight for something, or to like push, you know, like with the kind of ram's horns there, like kind of push something forward. And actually there's this softer energy that's available to you to like work with feminine energy, where you can just magnetize things to you. I feel like you are this lioness, so you have this, I don't feel like this is necessarily something you have to go out and find. I feel like you have a lot of courage within you as a result of like everything you've gone through and all this like difficulties and suffering and like battles and strife and stuff. It's like you are super courageous. You're able to like stare things in the face and say it's like kind of say things for what they are, like speak it as it is type energy, you know, like very sort of fierce energy. But there may be a little bit of courage required to like face yourself and like really see yourself, see your radiance. Like maybe that's what this courage is calling for. To, you know, this is a reading about like seeing your own radiance and bringing your radiance out into the world. So maybe this is about like letting go of, you know, false perceptions of yourself, being able to stare yourself in the eye and see yourself clearly and be courageous enough to shine your light fully in the world. Both your sort of your vulnerable side, your feminine side, your emotional side, as well as your more like perhaps intellectual side or kind of that warrior side of you. It's like that alchemizing everything that's happened to you, alchemizing all your experiences, taking both that kind of strong will, you know, you've got that, like with, like I said, with the magician, you've got that power to like manifest your will in the world, to like shape the world with like your will. That's that kind of warrior energy. But you've also got this beautiful like kundalini feminine energy at your disposal as well. Very, very strong feminine power. I'm going to read from the guidebook about the Creative Consciousness Healing book about the water card, because there might be a healing message in here for you. Whoops. Card 9, not page 9. Okay, water, nervous system reset, body healing, inner child needing freedom. Interesting, yeah, because that's this 8 of Swords is like restricted, like your child self is like trapped. They're kind of wound up, tied up. So yeah, definitely inner child needing freedom, cleansing, cleaning, refreshing, hydrating. Water can be a very powerful tool to bring us back to our bodies. It can be a strong force, a gentle force, a life-giving resource. This card comes to you with a message to gently allow yourself into the flow. And we've got softly, the tender touch. So yeah, there's like a gentleness energy that's required here. You are being called to water as a place to let go, heal, play, rest, rejuvenate, and restore. If you've been feeling called to connect to water in a deeper way, this card is confirmation that this is an important part of your healing path. And there's a creative visualization here, which is just kind of about like connecting in with the water and asking the water to let it like bubble up to you, like anything that needs to be known, anything that needs to be seen. Like you can just ask it like, what do you want to show me right now? And then you can even ask the water, like if you need more clarity, ask the water to show you more of what you're meant to see and know until you feel more clear. And then there's a journal prompt here, which is try journaling with a body of water. Ask it to show you what your body, mind, or spirit needs right now. Allow the messages to flow through you, easy and unimpeded like a river. Yeah, there's something that wants to flow. I definitely feel like there's something that wants to kind of be released with the like fall leaves. I felt that something wants to like fall away, something that you're holding on to. It could be a limiting belief. It could be an identity. It could be a way of being in the world. It could be with that like nervous system reset as well. It could be something that's being held in your like energy body or in your somatic body, your nervous system. Like some sort of like fears or yeah, just like trapped energy that's like needs to flow. It's like something, there needs to be this like flow of energy. It's interesting, as I've been doing your reading, my posture, like whenever I tune into the energy of a pile, I do slightly different things for each pile, which is it's really funny as I tune into the energy. And for this pile, I'm sitting really, really straight, and I don't have the best posture myself, but like I'm sitting super straight. Like I have really straight posture right now, and I'm sitting quite far forward, and I feel like my hand movements are a lot more like kind of square or straight or something. And what I'm feeling coming through from your guides is this like, it's like they want to kind of, they're taking me and kind of going like sort of release, like, and so doing something like dancing, being like a water ritual, like being in water, swimming, or like connecting with water, having baths and like asking the water to like clear your energy out, doing something that maybe like gets into that Kundalini energy, like yoga, or something where you can connect with that energy in your hips and get your hips moving. It could help like release some trapped energy that's like part of this. It's kind of contributing to this tight, because it's very rigid, this card, you know, that it's like there's a lack of movement. The body is tight, the scarf is wound. It's like making the body very contained and tight. And it's like, whereas snakes are like very fluid and like sinuous, right? And like, you know, if you think of that like Kundalini serpentine energy, it like coils and it goes round up through the chakras. Like, you know, it's very spiral energy. So it's like something where they want you to like tap into your kind of feminine energy more, get things flowing, get things moving, release something that's like maybe holding you back. Maybe even release some tears. There might be some like emotional energy that's trapped. But like I feel for you, part 3, you have everything within you. You have the power. Like I said, coming back to that again, they keep wanting me to reiterate that point. You've got the power. You've got the power to manifest this, you know, yourself, or this gift, this platform, whatever it is you're creating. And comment below if you feel comfortable sharing what it is you feel called to bring to the world. I would love to hear from you what it is, because it seems really amazing and powerful, and I'd be excited to know. But let's finish up with the softly, softly, tender touch guidance from, and little healing message from the Sacred Rebels deck. So here we go. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Just check the battery's still going. Okay. Gosh, this is a long reading. Okay. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things but don't necessarily have a proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal, it's time to work smarter rather than harder. This is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. That's that warrior energy. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it, internally and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. There is an old story that the sun and the wind were debating about who was more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. A man walked down the street with a coat on. The wind and the sun decided that whomever could force the coat off the man was the most powerful. The wind began demonstrating its impressive power. It blew and blew and caught underneath the coat, pulling it and nearly ripping it right off the man. But the man wrapped his coat around himself more tightly to protect himself against the force of the wind. Eventually, perhaps temporarily out of puff, the wind gave up. The sun took over. He shone down, becoming brighter and brighter until the man just slipped off his coat, slung it over his shoulder, and walked down the street, quite possibly wondering what on earth was happening with the weather that day. The wind attempted to do by force what the sun was able to do by being. You are being asked to surrender your forcefulness, your determination, and your intense activity, even if it is just for this moment. Does this mean that you have to surrender the goals you are chasing through those endeavors? Certainly not. This is not about letting go of achievement. It is about understanding the process of manifestation in a more intelligent way. There is a way of creating that gives you energy and doesn't leave you utterly worn out. It is about allowing what you want to come to you. Be yourself absolutely naturally and with ease. Shine your light and allow your presence to invite that which you wish to receive. It is about cultivating an energetic affinity with what you seek rather than feelings of lack and need. Do you see the subtle but important difference? To feel that you are already a naturally abundant being who gratefully invites more of what you want into your life is rather different to feeling lack, fear, and wishing your world would change. It is a bit like dressing for the job you want, even if it is not yet the job you have. You energetically embody what you wish to attract more of into your life. Like attracts like. This oracle brings you a message. You don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is naturally coming to you. Your push comes from a place of uncertainty over whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time, rightfully and according to a great loving wisdom. You are not immune to this. You shall have your time and shine too. Oh, I love that it's referring to shining specifically in a reading about from Amaterasu about shining your light. So you shall have your time and shine too. You will shine your light. Rebel against any voice of fear within you or around you that tells you otherwise. It is okay to become softer, to feel the energy of what you wish to attract into your life, and to act as much as you can as though it is already that way. You are not fantasizing or daydreaming or failing to live in the real world if you do this. You are actually working with the feminine art of manifestation through gentle beingness and attraction. As you soften into becoming what you are seeking, what you wish for will not be able to resist your shining, inviting presence. This oracle also comes with a special message that you have been working very, very hard. You have learned much and accomplished much, but it is now time to change your approach. Let go of any force in your approach to creation now. Everything serves a purpose, and learning the benefits and limitations of the more forceful way of manifestation through effort and willpower was a useful lesson. However, if you were to continue with that approach, it would stop working for you because you are now beginning to create on a far grander scale that is beyond what an individual can manifest through willpower alone. You are individually creating through your healing and art, but also contributing globally to new consciousness through your own spiritual growth. What did I say about global with the world and about being like a thought leader or something? You are contributing globally to new consciousness. You are absolutely doing that, pile number 3. Even if you don't realize it or not, just through you growing as a spirit is already doing that anyway. So you are part of a global healing manifestation process. You are, through your way of being in the world, helping to birth a new awareness. Yeah, thought leader. This new way will heal the human heart and bring it back into balance with nature. This is essential for the human soul to survive, flourish, and to cooperatively nurture the earth rather than destroy her natural resources. You may or not be consciously aware of the extent to which this new way of manifesting through receiving rather than taking can actually help all of humanity, but nonetheless it is playing an important role in greater human evolution. It is the power of attraction, of magnetism, rather than of striving and force that will replenish your energy and restore your body, mind, and heart after your struggle. This change in approach will encourage the shift from head to heart that is essential for your individual well-being and for the greater human evolution. You need to heal so that you can help the world to heal. Does this give you absolute permission now in your own mind to take an easier approach to your sacred, rebellious, creative manifestation? And the healing process is, and I'll hold it up to the camera as well so you can do it. You can say this outside of, if it'll focus. Say aloud, I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive. Through unconditional love, this is now so. Oh, I love that for you, pile number 3. Beautiful energy. You are so powerful. You have, like it said, you are here to raise consciousness in some way, shape, or form through whatever it is that you're going to do. Whether it's like having your own platform, social media platform, being a media, creating your own thing, starting a business, just being yourself. It could be any number of things, but I feel like maybe doing something online. Definitely with that world card, you're meant to be global, you're meant to shift consciousness, you're meant to impact people's minds, their thoughts, raise awareness about possibly about manifesting things, or just like whatever it is that you've done to like alchemize your own experiences or something. Just inspire people in some way. It could be any number of things, but yeah, beautiful energy. You guys are really, really powerful. I feel kind of honored to have to have done this reading, actually. So yeah, I would love to hear from you. Comment below if you feel comfortable sharing, like I said earlier, because first of all, it really helps my channel so much, and I so appreciate each and every one of you who's been doing that. It helps me more than you could ever know. But if you feel comfortable sharing, I would love to hear what it is that you feel called to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the reading. It helps tell the algorithm what content you guys are enjoying. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of my community. I would love to have you part of the Aries Temple community. And check out the link below for my Light Goddess Circle that is starting on the 7th of April. There is only a few places left. It's a very small circle. And we are going to be working with the beautiful goddess Amaterasu for the new moon in Leo session. There's going to be a goddess for each and every new moon. It's a live online gathering, and it's a beautiful supportive place to set your intentions and receive energetic support and activations from each goddess each month to anchor in your intentions and actualize your potential. So if you feel called to that, I would love to have you there. Part number 3, I'll leave the link to that below. Thank you so much for being here. All the best with shining your light, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye.